do the recap.
You're writing it.
Yeah. I know.
You're not gonna get away with putting it on Terra.
I'm recording and everything.
But he wants to do. He's
I'll do it the first. I'll do it the first time since I am writing it down.
That's generous.
And all of your memories suck. What am I talking?
You're not wrong.
Mine does.
Yeah,
mine does too. It's fine. So 1 month ago, when we started the Odyssey of the Dragonlords, we all met up in a Greek tavern with a nice little bit of flavor called the Sour Vintage, I believe. Let's look at this map. Yes. Each of us had our own mysterious origins, or told by someone that we were a destined hero and to meet at this place for other company. And there was a lot of mystery around who we would meet there. So we spent a bit of time role-playing as we introduced our various characters, Demos Metriadus, Artemisia Eudora, and Darius Halcyon. And we were sort of like, hey, wow, this is a lot, huh? We've all been sort of called to be epic heroes. Let's rise up to the task, but that's a lot. And we were sort of just getting to know each other when the bard in the corner, who had been playing her music, said, hey, you guys have all shown up. Congratulations. You're all destined heroes. You're going to go fight the Titans and stop the end of the world when the 500-year-old peace treaty comes to an end. But first, let's have you all get to know each other a bit better. And also, these local farmers here have been besieged by a boar that apparently has been possessed by one of the Titans or blessed with some power from one of the Titans or something like that. Can't remember. Why don't you go take it out and, become friends? We're like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So we went and did that. We set a whole bunch of traps, had a great plan, didn't go to plan at all. Ended up killing the boar anyway. We celebrated, we feasted. Then, because it was incredibly obvious, Kira, the goddess of art and music, was like, yeah, it's me, guys. I'm yeah. And we were like, cool. I mean, welcome aboard. And so we decided to travel with Kira. Oh, yes. At one point before that, she had challenged Darius to like a bard rap battle, I guess, like a poetry rap battle.
A poet off.
And then it occurred to him afterwards that it was like, oh, right, she's a god. This is going to be hard. So then we decided to travel together to the Temple of the Oracle, victorious in our quest, where we got attacked by the most deadly thing that we have encountered so far, some steam. We fought some steam methods, and Kira made things way worse by trying to help and having godlike wild magic surges, just basically fucking with us. We were like, you know what, Kira, I appreciate it, but sometimes a hammer isn't the right tool for the job. Just go in the corner. And so we finished off the steam methods, went to the Temple of the Oracle, found some dudes who were followers of Sidon, who were like, hey, this is the destiny that we don't like, so you can't go in here. And we were like, fuck you. Except for Eudora, who charmed one of them into being a friend. And so then while we proceeded to kill each other, he was like, guys, let's be friends. It's all good. It doesn't have to come to this. We went inside, we rescued some temple attendants, including my buddy Proteus. We killed a guy by kicking him into the pool. Did some epic fighting and killed a bunch of soldiers, and then found out that the Oracle was farther down into the caverns and said, let's take a breather before doing that. And here we are.
Here we are indeed. Let me set the scene a bit, first of all, with some background music.
Darius's version of the events is far more eloquent than mine, as he reads them out to you in your short rest. Perhaps, the recap of the episode, the camera pulling back, revealing that it was Darius, reading this out to the party as they feel reinvigorated and twice as healthy, apparently.
Yes, now I remember what happened yesterday.
It's not even yesterday. It was
hour
like
ago.
20 minutes ago.
During the short
Oh, all
rest.
these bodies.
But yeah, let me
God.
set the scene here. The excitement has certainly passed for the moment as you've decided to hang out in the front room of the Temple of the Oracle for a quick breather. Proteus suggested this place especially because, well, the rest there might be interesting surprises there left still. He has seen, oddly enough, the soldiers putting the key for the downstairs towards where their quarters are, which they can't explain. Except shortly after Proteus explains this, one of the temple attendants can hear him like slowly opening a creaking wooden door, screaming wildly, and then slamming it shut again. Suggesting that, maybe Proteus was pretty right to keep you here. As you're sort of sitting around, maybe eating a little snack from your provisions or whatnot, the other temple acolytes are mostly taking care of the bodies as well as the soldiers that you didn't like outright kill. I'm assuming you didn't go out of your way to slit their throats and such.
I don't know. Based off Manikai last time, we very well may have.
No. I mean, if they surrender, then it's like I don't care. Let them bleed out if they want.
It looks like the temple acolytes are actually taking care of them, like making sure they do survive the ordeal. They don't seem to have any ill thoughts against them. They're like scrubbing the blood and putting, the bodies of the actual dead people outside and such, and paying especially good care to clean the pool in front of the statue of Sidon, sort of mumbling between each other, looking worried to say the least. Kira observes them for like the first half of your break, and then pulls out a piece of parchment that she starts scratching on with like a feathered quill. It doesn't look like she's writing, more like drawing something, with white strokes and all that stuff. Looking very concentrated. Although at some point she sort of stops, glancing over to Darius specifically, as she says, Hey Darius, you want to see what I'm working on?
By all means, please. Although I would not want to sneak peek if this is relevant to your work when we face each other in a duel.
Oh, not at all. It's a pastime, although you do have to know weaker minds have been driven mad by the divine beauty that I've shown. I can't help but create something so pure that the rest of your life may look bleak in comparison.
Modest, Kyra.
Well, then I shall have to face the consequences if my mind is as weak as those who you've shown before. But please, I would love to see it. It's not every day you get to see the work of a goddess.
That is very true. She, turns her parchment towards you, and it's just 4, toddler-level stick figures.
Oh, I needed a good laugh.
One of them has very thick arms. The other has little what's the word? Fins. The other has some squiggly lines on its round head, and the fourth got a collection of lines at its feet, which may or may not is meant to represent a stick-figured dragon.
Oh, there's Deimos, there's Eudora, Aunt Misia, and me. Oh, how very cute. I love it.
Well, now you can count yourself among the lucky few who've seen, well, the extent of what I can do.
I'm sure.
To be entirely honest, I was almost borderline disappointed when I decided to reveal myself to you. I figured it could be a good fun to see how far I can push it before you start asking too many questions. But in retrospect, I think I can make a whole other game out of this.
Oh, I'm sure you could. I would not doubt your proficiency. That would be a fool's errand. I look forward to it, though. And I must say, those butterflies were very flattering for my complexion.
Oh, they were flattering indeed, all over the place.
Dara's face is noticeably kind of crinkly, I guess, as for a brief moment he was distracted from the fact that the Oracle was in extreme danger, but then it kind of remembers and feels guilty for having taken such a moment of lightheartedness while she's down there.
It is just as important to keep your spirits up as it is to consider the consequence of reckless action. An hour here or there will not make a difference, especially if it reinvigorates you. As far as Proteus has told us, the Oracle has been down there for quite a while. The door's locked. We are as safe as we can be around here.
Yes. I just worry about her. She looked after me for so long. But you're right, and it is important. Sometimes I think I was down there too long. I'm not as strong as I used to be. I don't know if I ever will be again. But I will continue to fight regardless and do what has to be done. With my new friends. Sort of looking over, seeing the rest of the party, knowing that whatever strength he lacks from the past can be more than made up for in the company that he keeps now.
Eudora is not so like sneakily eavesdropping, kind of looking over and smiling. She's taking a look around. She seems rested now. She seems ready to go. But perhaps she's a bit reluctant to be the one who pushes.
Are you feeling better, friend? That was quite the encounter.
Yes, I think I'm quite fine. Yes, it was a bit scary, wouldn't you say? A lot of swords,
Yes.
and yes, well, didn't particularly like them going through me, but what can you do, right?
Patch the wounds and keep going, I suppose.
Yes, well, keep going. Perhaps we should. We have someone to save, surely.
Absolutely. But be on your guard. We are not as strong as we were this morning, and there are even more down there. I can try to lead us through the caverns as best I can. But I was down there for a long time and only recently came up once to this temple here. It was where I sort of reacquainted with the world before venturing forward. The path between there and my resting place is unknown to me for the most part.
She nods.
Darius would know that the main chamber where the Oracle rests is basically just down the stairs. There's no large maze you have to go through first.
Okay. Sorry, I just assumed that because there was stuff that I wouldn't just get to know what the map looked like. Cool. Never mind, he does not say that.
Yeah, Eudora. I'm assuming you will still say to be careful, though. Anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Be careful. It's very close, just down the stairs. In fact, we'll have to be on our guard the moment we leave.
She nods and says, "Yes. Well, given all that's happened so far, it would be well. I don't think I could not let my guard down." She looks over to the other two.
Mm-hmm.
What are they up to?
What are Demas and Artemisia up to?
Demos has taken a slight chance to just probably like over here, just like lean against the wall a little bit. Take a moment to close his eyes, focus himself. think out what's happened so far and like how he feels about it, and just really just center himself as he tries to do. Yeah, before he sort of basically stretches out a little bit, having listened to the story and such, just taking a moment of calm, and then nods, says, "Yeah, let us proceed and see what else the Titans have placed in our way."
All right then. Uh, uh, Artemisia? She
Hmm.
like peeks around to see if she's ready to go.
Mhm.
I think Halldamir might have had to run away because he drank too quickly.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh,
Well-
right, of course.
It's fine. It's freeze frame.
Yeah.
That's the question is asked.
We now cut to a commercial break. Damn it!
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
what was she gonna say?
Yeah. I
Acolytes,
want to know.
do you know what we would find below? Did you see anything enter?
Proteus thinks for a moment and says, I believe all the soldiers that were here were up here. The witch must be downstairs. I don't know what else she has prepared, although, as far as we've seen, she has trapped our quarters with animated swords.
Ah,
They used to be the weapons we defended ourselves with. Now they appear to be the weapons that defend our quarters against us. The door
we'll have to take
downstairs
care of
is
that then.
the door downstairs is locked. I believe the key was in our quarters, at the wall where it belongs.
Just nods. That seems fair enough. Do you know much of this witch? What?
We don't know much. We know she was sent by Sidon to presumably do something to the Oracle. I don't believe she would ever actually physically harm the Oracle. Perhaps she was told to bring the Oracle to her father.
Is there other ways out of this place?
The only other way, which I think the witch even arrived in, is through deeper in the caverns below. They eventually connect to the sea.
See. Must be quite a way.
It is a maze, although most of it is not used by us. The temple is built on a hot springs inside the cavern. The rest is left as nature made it.
He nods and answers his questions. What has Artemisia been up to during this sort of point?
She has been keeping somewhat to herself. Moving muscle groups, keeping herself loose, as it were. She's seen everybody else walk around and talk, and she just wants to continue on her way. She knows the ultimate goal is to save the Oracle at this point. And she's gotten herself into the mindset to fight, and she will stay there for a while, I think.
Give me a perception check, Tamisia.
No.
Alright.
Hmm.
Blissful ignorance. So then, if you're ready, you may head out.
Yeah.
Reveal a little bit of this level here.
Let's go to their quarters and destroy these magical swords, and then grab the key and go downstairs. Of course, seems fairly clear.
Yeah.
Which way to their quarters?
The quarters are down here. The way downstairs is to the north.
It's a tiny
west.
door. Okay. Yes, I guess I will go around.
Is there a vision blocking layer
Oh,
Oh wait, let me just remove it.
there?
Autopathing me too.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Demos? You can just go through this door.
Sorry, for a moment there, my sensors could not perceive that there.
there's a sign on the door
Ah.
that says, "Please do not touch."
Yeah.
Wet
Yeah.
paint.
Like, oh.
Pats Demos on the back. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Well, I mean, we'll open the door, right? You ready
Yeah,
for
go
magical
for it.
swords?
Yes.
Right. The door creaks open ever so slightly. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Ready to
You see a little brazier burning very low at this point. There are distinct scratches and slices in the inside of this door. You don't immediately see anything really out of the ordinary.
Step forward.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. Let me just check what my perception bonus is. Looks like it is a measly +2. But I'll take that roll.
In the corner next to this door, you see a slight gleam as it's not exactly a sword, and not what Demos would understand a sword to be anyways, but more like a dagger. Sort of just sitting there. Almost as if hiding in the corner.
Would the dagger be surprised if he smashes it with his bloom blade?
It would be surprised.
Well, then he'll do it.
How
Alright.
about you, dagger?
Smash it on the floor. I mean,
Roll
Oh,
an
I
initiative.
thought there'd be magical swords in here attacking us, so I'm not gonna trust. A
What's with my
blind magical
rolls?
Sword.
Kill me. Oh.
He swerves and slashes it.
Just like ah.
Rolled a 1 and a 2.
Come on. Oh my god, that is the third time every initiative order in this campaign, I have rolled a 1. I have yet to roll something not a 1 on initiative.
I feel like you're not really trying here.
It's good to give everyone else a chance.
Like I rolled above average, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
You don't like sharing the limelight. You like everyone else has to have their go before you.
It's
I-
true. It's very true. You know,
Oh,
being a
Not-
team player is how we get the job done.
yeah.
Sees the dagger and gets to smash it.
I guess I have advantage in this, yeah.
Yes.
14.
14. It's not enough. You try to smash it, but it is a dagger. It's actually just pure metal. Pretty sturdy. It just clanks off the wall and starts floating.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's my surprise, right?
Alright, you draw next.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps metal can. Well, it's a flying sword, but let's try and burn it.
Sacrifice it.
Yeah.
Sacrifice it to the
That's
metal
not the
gods.
right macro. This is the right macro. 15.
Yeah.
15 is not enough.
Wow.
But it is
Jeez.
a surprise round, which I think means you have advantage.
I believe so.
Let's just say it does. In which case,
Okay.
you do surprise the unsuspecting flying sword
And that is a crit.
and
I
burn
crit
it.
the sword. So
I crit the sword.
Another d8.
So you don't add the modifiers again.
No,
Yeah,
just the dice.
Just the dice.
Okay. So 13.
Burn it as it glows. You fall into its trap. It's now a hot sword.
Oh no.
No, it more like twitches. It doesn't like the fire at all.
Yeah, that's her. Is it a full round or is it just one action? I can't remember for surprise.
I think it's a full round.
I think it's a 4 round.
Okay.
Oh,
Pretty sure. I can check.
So that's garbage.
Yeah, Demas, if you still want to take an action, you can.
That's fine.
I have bonus action stuff, which is good to know. No, that's fine for her. It's just nice to know anyway. So she's done.
Okay. Artemisia.
Yeah, basically, surprised is if you're surprised in a surprise round, you don't get to do anything. Everybody else gets to do everything.
Ah.
Okay.
In which case, I'll come up here and try and stab the sword.
Yes. The sword clatters to the ground, motionless.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I shall look around suspicious for more flying swords.
Give me a perception check. Although I guess that would actually take an action, and you moved and punched.
Technically, yeah. I'm good.
Darius.
I didn't punch, I used my dory.
Question for you, Sheep. So if you gain another spell slot in your level up but have not taken a long rest, do you still get the spell slot?
Yes.
Okay. That means I have one left. And I do have the heroism spell, which gives you temporary hit points every round, which doesn't stack with each other. So it's just really good if you just keep getting hammered by stuff. So something we could do is literally just cast it on one person and have one person run and grab the key. And then as they get attacked by swords, they would just get temp hit points, shielding them every turn. Do we want to just do that?
If you have one spell slot, I don't think this is the last fight we'll have, and there probably will be a witch.
Yeah, I just don't even know if I have anything that can affect the witch. And if I can just save us all taking a bunch of damage right now from a bunch of floating sentient swords, it might be worth. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll spend my action also searching for floating swords.
All right. Give me a perception check.
See if I can give Deimos heads up. Okay, where the hell's my skill check? There it is. Perception. Ugh. Wow. I'm gonna go home. I am home. I'm gonna go to bed.
No, you do see like the gleam of metal in places, but it's like the door handle and the brazier a bit. It's very clean, which actually makes this a bit more difficult.
Yeah. Well done, Demos. That was well executed. No more swords. Let's go. Let's continue. I rolled a 1, so I'm assuming that Darius just assumes that there are no more swords and could not possibly be any more swords.
To you.
So he will move cautiously because he's not an idiot, but clearly there were no more. Let's. Can I see anything around these corners?
Yes.
It's like a room of 16 flying swords. Like, oh.
Yeah. It's like, congratulations. Now let's go get that key. Oh!
You say that like from beneath the door, a metal thing slivers forth.
Yes.
And stabs you. 16.
Yes, it does hit me.
For 7 slashing damage.
Yikes. Maybe I should have put heroism on myself.
But we lost the concentration.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think heroism is concentration.
No?
No, you just get temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. So as long as you just like take at least 3 damage a turn, then you're just basically getting a free shield every turn.
Is that the spell?
From
spell heroism.
From up ahead, another sword starts launching itself towards Ares.
Okay. Of course it does.
For free. Worth noting, you can move through the tokens of the swords without issue.
They don't.
Wonderful.
Threaten?
They don't get attacks of opportunity.
They do threaten as usual, but they don't block you.
Okay.
Right. Got it.
Demos.
Step up here. And then swing sword at flying sword 40.
Smack at it.
And then might as well do it. We'll use the action surge to do it again.
Oh yeah. One strike sends some sparks flying as the metals collide. The second one just makes this clatter to the ground, like bent slightly.
Clear the way for your friend. I do see more swords.
Eudora.
Be more cautious.
She'll trapeze in here. Right, so passing through people is difficult terrain. So
passing through allies is difficult terrain. Passing through the swords in this case is nothing, and passing through enemies is difficult.
Alright, there's duck. Shoot at the swords. That's probably a miss.
That is a miss.
Yeah, these are gonna be very hard to hit for me. I
Yeah,
don't have-
they're like twirling all over the place.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right then. Well, let's try the best.
All right, Artemisia.
Okay, let's barrel on in here. Because I can. Are we using the optional rule of flanking?
No.
Worth an ask.
10. You twist at the like even more twisty sword and just can't really. What do you even strike? Usually you try to avoid the opponent's sword.
You know what? I'll spend a key point so I can use flurry of blows.
Back.
I can make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action, which is with my martial arts thing. 12. So
No.
had potential.
Maybe you hit the sword, but punching metal is different. Darius.
I will fight metal with metal. Using my rapier, I will attack the sword. Wow. Wow.
The sword. Not impressed by your swordsmanship.
This is a Greek tragedy, I gotta say.
This
like-
is a Greek
Yeah.
tragedy.
You know what? There's next level. I will have a thing where I can benefit from people rolling 20s and 1s. And my God,
How many
have I ever?
like
I've rolled 3 1s so far this session, and last session I could not roll above a 1 for initiative either.
This flying sword will
need-
continue striking at Darius.
Darius needs a reroll.
Misses terribly, like clinging
Yeah.
off the wall like a bell sound.
Yeah, someone give me your once per session inspiration because clearly I need it. Nah.
Deimos, here to save everybody.
Yes.
Dramatic music randomly started.
Yes.
I thought that was from
forgot.
me. I was like, oh god, what have I started playing?
Please do remind me if there's music missing. You smack the sword and hit it well. Anything else?
Only got one
Fedora.
action search so far.
All right, Pythor will shoot again.
No,
for-
you miss cinch the wall instead.
Gosh darn it! All right.
From behind Artemisia, another sword creeps forth
Creeping
Ah.
swords.
and strikes. 14.
Rude, but missed.
I guess they're pretty silent though. They're floating in midair, so.
True.
I mean, there's like a scraping sound as it sort of creeps from its hiding place, and then
Oh,
it just
that's cool.
swooshes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I will attack the one that's just attacked me. Or
12 is not enough.
not. I'll well, yeah, I'll use my martial arts because why not? It's a bonus action. I can use it however
13
many
is-
times I want.
Also not enough.
You know, I try.
Darius.
I will give Demos the help action, perhaps by parrying the sword into the wall, making it easier for him to destroy it.
Sure.
So you will gain advantage on attacks against this.
Lovely.
First one.
Don't let me roll any more dice. Jesus.
I only make one.
Yeah, we don't do 2 attacks yet. Sheesh. You think we are
This sword
4th
will
level?
turn around and attack Artemisia,
Oh,
who
that's
dared to strike it at 15
Just
You do.
a hit.
Halldamir.
for 9 slashing damage.
Ow.
Why did they do like
Man,
With
two
advantage.
rounds?
15?
these low levels.
No,
Oh.
15.
With
against
advantage,
the-
15 is not enough.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
That's how it goes.
sorry. I don't have any more Bardic. I used it all last session.
All right,
It's cool. This one's
come on,
weak.
third time's the charm. Yes, sword 66.
Yes, there we go. Is that a crit?
Yes.
That is not a crit.
Oh no.
Is it dead?
The sword twitches under the heat.
Yes. No,
There
it
you
doesn't
go.
twitch. It burns.
It
Yes!
Immolation.
She'll
Saigon.
twirl her staff, and a column of flame envelops the sword as she sacrifices it to the gods. So everyone within 60 feet and me get bless,
Bless.
which means if you make an attack roll or saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add it.
Okay.
Is there any particular
Maybe Maybe I can hit with that.
Like
Any particular-
dedicating this to? Is it?
Yeah, exactly. Dedication.
Well, considering that we are our whole sacrifice the other time was for Kira, I guess she'll dedicate it to her as well for this one. Why not?
Yeah,
You know,
that's nice.
in her
Yeah.
name.
From the back, then through the like open door, you can hear Kira shout.
Thanks.
Kira shout, "Nice job! Keep going."
Now we all get a D4.
Yeah.
The sword will strike Artemisia. Try to. No.
Thank God.
Hopefully you guys can hit
Oh.
better.
Hopefully I can hit better. Huh.
No.
Okay. Hopefully I can hit better. Huh.
Yes.
Jeez.
Smack the sword. It tumbles aggressively. Darius.
Man, these tight quarters. So if I go behind the sword, I'm gonna get opt, right?
5th edition, if you move out of someone's threatened area.
Yeah, it's only
Right.
out. You can move
within
through
it
it.
just fine.
Okay. I'm blessed by Kira. I'm gonna give this one more shot. As I tumble past Artemisia, dodging the sword, and then turn back around and smack it with the rapier, setting it up for her. Let's attack. Normally 20,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
I'm also blessed. 24 damage.
24 damage.
Or 20, sorry, 24 versus AC for damage.
Yes. It most definitely hits.
Yes. Thank you, Kira, for breaking my curse.
Yeah.
Sword is tumbling.
Praise be. Praise
Demos.
be.
Well, there's no space. I guess I'll just go here and. Can I open both doors? Like,
Sure, you can open the doors.
there's no real space. Well, actually, could I go here and just go into one of the side rooms?
Sure.
You know.
Oh, that's right.
Just like 50 swords in there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They all clatter out like, you freed us.
This is
Then
a
I
sword prison.
Yeah.
Swing.
That's where the bad swords go.
Don't think of D4. That's a natural
6 is a
one.
miss.
Yeah.
No, it's hard to do it when you're.
Alright, she'll fire down the corridor, hoping not to hit anyone except the sword again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. God damn, girl.
Precise fiery burst down the
Yes.
sword.
Good, good. She will
Well
move
done.
in step behind Artemisia. That's her turn.
And as far as you can tell, there's no more swords currently. Artemisia.
But you're still in initiative.
I will go in here and dodge.
Alright,
Probably search for the key. We don't know what room.
Darius.
I trust
I'll
nothing.
open this door on my right here.
Okay. What spills forth is the
That's
horrifying sight of an unmade bed.
Ah!
Who are these acolytes? My God.
Temple attendant 33. Jesus Christ. I'll go in here and I'll use my action to search for the key in this.
Alright,
See if
give
I
me
can
a
find it.
perception check.
Okay. Perception. The most epic soundtrack for a perception check. A 5. That's back. Wait, I'm blessed. Can I get a? Or
Yeah.
is it just on saving?
Wait, let me check.
It's
No, it's an
not
attacker
cool.
saving throw. It's not an ability check.
Okay. Well, a 9 probably wouldn't have done it anyway.
You don't see it in this room, but looking around, you do see that it's just at this wall over here.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
I'll just go
Oh.
pick it up then.
Demos.
I mean, you got it. So
Yeah. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
I guess I'll just check this room to be sure.
Alright. Open the room, revealing not much.
Aha. Well, we can get out of this tight quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you know,
Staying in initiative is so.
Eudora, you know, leaving sounds great, but Eudora's kind of curious. She's gonna poke open the store with her staff.
Maybe there's a
From the
diary.
door.
Peek her head in.
A dire bed? What?
A diary.
Oh.
You know, no,
Bed.
she's looked in.
Nice.
Curiosity is sated. She's gonna leave now.
Like,
Boring beds.
Yeah.
it's their bedroom.
It's not that boring. It's a dire bed after all.
A mimic.
Yeah.
Worst, you lay down to sleep and it just swallows you.
Just
Mm.
doo doop doo.
Left all the spiritual weapons in the bedrooms.
Yeah,
Just
uh-oh.
leaving.
Oh, downstairs.
The beauty of having 40-foot movement.
Yeah.
Darius.
I'll
Slithering.
take a dash action so that I can move double speed, and here we go.
XCOM, always moving
I want
down.
to move one more to the right, please.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no more swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll go over here.
Combat
I
is-
understand. I can't seem to perceive the room to the right either.
Ah,
Alright.
Combat
Tricks
is
of
over.
Sidon shall not fool us.
okay, well, let's go downstairs. We got the key.
Let's go
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very hurt.
Yeah.
Oh
man, gonna need another short rest after that.
I'm about to die,
Short
guys.
rest.
Just you know, just help.
guys.
Oh, we might need to take another hour.
Hour. Oh God,
No,
you'll be fine.
I've got 4 hit points.
Artemisia,
We
Yeah.
live here now. We're family.
stay still.
Oh, Proteus has walked over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Proteus,
oh,
you
that's
got
true.
some more of that cure wounds.
Some
or-
heals.
He does inquire whether you've secured the quarters.
Yes.
Yes,
very
as we're
epic.
bleeding from.
Oh! Lift up the key.
He then says, wait here, I believe I have something in my quarters that might actually help you.
Blood dribbles
Okay,
out of my
alright.
All
mouth.
the rooms we didn't
So
check.
can you turn off the radio while you're at it? It's very distracting.
The what?
The music is the one.
You can mute the music at the
Oh,
top.
sorry, I stopped it for me, not for everyone.
It's like-
It's just the most
It's
dramatic
just like the
chat.
most, yeah, the most dramatic walk into a bedroom I've
Oh.
ever seen.
I love it so much. It is
Dun,
my
dun, dun,
favorite
dun.
thing.
The adrenaline fades, and with it the music. As Proteus will return with
A greater potion of healing.
with
Old
six,
plate mail.
with
Wow,
6
giggles
potions
today.
of healing.
Ooh,
Oh, ooh.
6.
God damn.
Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Well,
I mean,
2
I'll take
each then, or
one.
I mean, I'll definitely take one because I need to, not die.
I mean, is he offering them all to us, or is he just saying he has 6 of them? Or
you can have
I
this
have
one.
6. You are allowed this.
yeah.
He just comes out like, thanks. I needed. Walks
Here's my
away.
potion collection. You're only
I mean,
allowed
I don't
one
really
of them.
need them, but they just taste so good.
It's the little pleasures in life.
Recreational at this point.
He will offer you 6 potions of healing.
Wonderful.
I'm taking
Thanks,
one
Rishi.
right this
Found
second.
his stash of 12.
If I actually, put in the right damn command. There we go.
2d4 plus 2, eh?
You guys mind if I just grab one and hold on to it?
I mean, if
Yeah.
Darius and I take one, then that leaves one each to hold on
For
to.
me.
I can't do maths. I thought we were 3. I'm dumb. Sorry. I was like, everyone gets 2. I'll take one. Yeah.
Did you just say Azurius?
No, Darius.
Darius. Yeah, I probably should take one. If that's...
I
What do
mean,
they weigh?
You
They
frontliners should
weigh
get
0.5
Yeah.
pounds,
Well,
I
let's put
presume.
nothing then.
I don't know. It says 0.5, that's all I know.
2d4 plus 2, hey?
Of what metric? Probably American, so let's say pounds.
Pounds, yeah.
Half stone.
more than pounds.
Yeah.
0.5.
Cool, I am back to
All right. Well, so we've
Like
used
one
two.
of
Yeah,
these.
let's put it on. Let's have Demos and maybe Artemisia carry the other ones because we want the people who are not going down to be the ones to actually have the potion, right? And if they do go down, we can just take it from them. But
Sure.
like me and you, Malky, are probably more likely to can just
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
you can
take it
feed
out.
you can feed people potions anyway.
Yeah,
You can.
Yeah.
just the people have one, just in case someone gets.
Yeah,
new
but if it gets
then-
split up, then the people who can't heal themselves should have a
Well,
healing potion, right?
we've used two.
We've used
There's four
two,
left,
so that
so
leaves
if
one.
everyone just has one, yeah,
Yeah.
but then that'll
Yeah.
cover
So,
us.
Yeah, what I'm saying is me and you have healing words, so we have other
Yes,
ways
yes.
of doing
Yeah.
it. So you two should carry the potions.
Unlock the door.
You
Walk forward.
insert the key. The door swings open, revealing a small staircase downwards, as well as another door at the bottom. The door at the bottom is quite intricate. A strong, like oak door with a big face on it. Presumably, it actually is meant to resemble Sidon's face.
Perhaps we'll open the next door.
Right, you touch the door to open it, but not only does the door not budge, you also feel your hand getting stuck as if you touched glue.
Oh.
Before the face opens its maw and the entire door starts moving.
Quick, be
Ah,
rubber.
that's
It'll bounce
stabbings.
off of you. And stick
Roll
to
an
glue.
initiative.
Rubber spell. Let's go.
Good thing I didn't kick it. That'd be
That would be awkward.
Okay, not a one. Let's do this.
Oh Jesus Christ! What is that?
I
What
just-
the
Wow.
Mimic door.
fuck?
Sidon's
met a
face is
mimic
not a
door.
pretty face.
Yeah, there
Oh my
it
God, you
is.
guys.
I'm proud of you.
I did it. I did it.
Intercontinental high five.
I'm gonna turn the dramatic music back on.
Yes. We need the the backdrop.
Yeah. All right.
The door suddenly snarls, wrapping its long tongue around the hand of Demas, who is grappled by it.
Oh no, not grappled.
And I
You know
cannot
what?
move away
Actually,
from it,
I
and,
will say,
uh,
this is the first time I've ever fought a mimic.
really?
Yeah, me too. I
No.
think.
Ever fought a
No,
mimic.
You had one in-
Halldamir, out of the abyss we fought.
When did we
Yeah.
fight a mimic in Alley of the
It was
Abyss?
stuck
Remember
in some web and there was a
web?
chest?
Yeah, there was a chest, and Jonas got his hand stuck in
No,
it.
I got it.
No, I don't remember that
Okay.
at all. Was I in that session?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're there.
Was I?
Yeah,
You
he
sure?
healed him straight after. I
Oh,
remember.
of course. All right.
Yeah,
I
you were
don't
like, oh,
remember.
well, that basically did nothing because I can heal for free forever. And, anyway,
That sounds
Yeah, I'll
like
try to
some salt
next
there.
minute with the sword.
What is with you guys today? You're so cheeky.
Yeah, we got the giggles. We got the giggles too.
I have an excuse. I am.
What does Demos do?
I'm just
What
checking
is
up
Valky's
what
excuse?
grapple,
That's not
what being
sick.
grappled means.
Grappled.
You can use the attack action to grapple people.
I can tell you what.
I
think it
was
restricts
zero.
a strength contested. Is it an action to try to get out of grapple?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yes.
A grappled creature's speed is reduced to 0 and can't benefit from any bonuses at speed. Conditions ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or the grappling effect, such as when the creature is hurled away by thunder wave.
Mm.
You can also attempt to escape with a strength check or a acrobatics, I believe.
Or kill it.
Yeah, you can still
that's an
attack,
option,
I
but
think.
I figure it's probably gonna hurt me more if I'm grappled by it.
Probably.
Besides, finding it in this corridor is probably not the best thing to do anyway. So
It
Yeah,
is
if you just
very
get out of there, we can
awkward.
shoot it.
yeah. If he doesn't have like door missiles or something.
It's probably pretty good at grappling, isn't it? I got a +5 on my
Yeah, Demos does have a feeling that escaping this grapple would actually be fairly difficult. Not only
Yeah,
does
it's very sticky.
have its
Sounds
tongue
like an
like wrapped
athletic
around your
challenge
arm,
to me.
it's also like glued to you. You would have disadvantage.
Well, I'll just attack it then. It has a tongue right there, you know. Slash. Oh, that's bad.
No, smack at it.
Uh,
It hit like its fake wooden parts.
Oh well,
Fake wooden parts.
so be it.
Darius.
I will take out my crossbow, my light crossbow, and shoot at the mimic from down the stairs. Oh, pardon me, it means you.
No.
I get a crit.
Critical.
Wow, I rolled 2 1s on the damage die, but you know, crit's a crit.
What is happening today?
It's a hit for 5 damage.
What is happening?
The arrow
Oh.
funks into it.
Oh God!
I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time tonight.
Artemisia.
I miss this. Is there room to the south?
There's not. It's a very, very tiny stairway.
Punch
No,
it.
I mean, like, is there, like, can I get past it to the south?
Oh,
Does
well,
the stairwell
mimic is-
continue?
it's
a
a
door.
Maybe the door.
door.
It's a door.
So
Go through its
alright.
mouth to the other side and it should be fine.
Jump through now. Good idea.
Yeah, do it.
You know, I can't really
Fun.
do
That's
a huge
epic. Go
amount.
It's pretty epic. I'll give you my inspiration if you do it.
I attempt to
do
punch my way through the door, leaping over Demos.
Yeah.
I can't do anything if I can't get to it then.
Well, that's the thing about tight corridors, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah, that
literally cannot do anything.
I hate
Should've
tight
gone
orders.
I have
Get
a
range
javelin.
I mean, I can throw. I do have a spare dory to throw.
You might as well.
Might as well throw it. I don't have a
Worst
macro,
case, you'll have to pick it up.
so screw it. I only have a +2 because
Well, if it's a throw weapon, you can
Right.
use your.
Yeah, you still use strength on a thrown weapon.
doesn't mean I use strength to stab things.
Okay. Well, in that
Do you
case,
know?
you still use dex.
No, it's strength to throw
makes-
things.
Yeah.
It's dex for me to stab things, but it's not dex to
Right.
throw things.
Like a
Apparently.
sling.
Yes.
So it's just my proficiency bonus and strength, but I don't have strength, so
You do have a -2 from soft cover.
I have not much.
Perhaps you're too careful trying not to hit Demos here.
No, it's just fucking after you.
The door will chomp at Demos. Terribly.
There might be more swords. You got this.
Get some, you piece of shit door.
I'll get the swords to
Stands
start
in the way
throwing
of
at it.
prophecy.
Alright.
Right, who installed the mimic door?
Probably the witch.
Not
Like a witchy
happy,
thing to do.
Probably.
See,
Yeah, it certainly wasn't here when I was here.
Mimic is not a humanoid, so I can't be
You should
nice.
have told us the door not being here, man.
Yeah. Right, let's try and burn this door. That again, I
Sacrifice.
keep pressing R1. Sorry, this one.
15, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
burn.
7 damage, burning the door.
Ah.
Demos.
Yeah.
Slash it.
Now, is it a
Slash the
fire door? And will it last at least 1
Do
hour under
action
fire?
surge. Just slash it.
That does also hit. It's not
Oh,
hard to hit a door.
That's true.
Yes,
Literally blocks my way.
it's tough,
It's
not
door.
dodgy.
That's all I
Well,
got.
didn't you use action surge last combat?
Yeah, but it's a short
you
rest
did.
thing.
Oh, I've got a magical idea.
Yeah, but the
actually.
short rest in 5th edition is an
Oh
hour.
yes, that's
an
actually
hour.
true.
It is.
We did not have a short rest.
It's gone, dude.
Not D&D 4, I'm afraid. You faint at it, but do no damage. Darius.
All right. Crossbow time. 12 for 11 damage.
That is enough. It thumps into it.
Oof.
Cool.
Artemisia.
You know what? I've got a plan. Those arseholes had pikes.
They did have
Did.
bikes.
Where are
pike?
those?
Oh,
They are
completely
outside.
forgot to loot them. Let's do that.
I just
Can
thought
run
though.
fast.
Okay, all right.
Well, it feels
They're
kind of weird to loot the
outside.
people who are still alive, doesn't it?
Yeah, the
I mean, there's
bodies
the-
and such have been put outside.
What about
Have
what?
you-
All of their weapons as well?
Yeah.
What
That's
did they have on
rude.
them? Surely we did it
Well,
during
some
our
of them had
streams.
pikes. I'll be right back. I can't see it far enough. I've moved 50
Yeah,
with
but-
my double move.
Next turn, you can start there and have a pike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis is not surprised. This is the side of Arisians he's seen most often.
Wow.
Fight against
Wow.
Demos.
You did not have time to look around when you're getting bitten by a dog.
That's a hit.
I hope
18,
Demos gets
10
eaten
piercing, 4 acid.
for that sass.
Wow.
7 damage.
Burn you.
And 11 total.
That hurt Demos.
Chomp. Slobbering, spewing door juices all over you.
Ah, this goddamn door. Ah,
Fucking
The door
Damn.
burns.
burn.
No,
Abby,
Yes.
you're on fire
I'm
today.
not ready.
I am literally.
Crumbles.
I'm back with a pike, y'all.
It's just the door is like fucking smoldering on the ground.
Good, keep that for later.
Y'all gonna keep
there
it for
we
later.
go.
Not that I'm
I'm
trained in it.
gonna,
I don't get my
Ah.
proficiency bonus with it. Because
I'm gonna
Combat.
recover half of my
Sure.
bolts if the combat is
Sure,
over.
you can do that. Combat is over.
Yeah.
With the door now removed, you can hear the slight dripping of water. Fairly calming sound actually. A faint like blue light shimmering up the rest of the stairway.
I bring Demos a pike.
I don't need a pike.
We might need a
How about
pike.
shield?
We might need a pike.
Did the people I know it's kind of shitty to ask this now, but did those guys have anything of significance on them, Sheep? Like, was there any plot relevant stuff on the cleric guy or any like
Plot relevant stuff.
gold,
Healing
any
potions,
gold or
gold.
potions? You know,
You can
secret
have
orders from Sidon.
Secret orders.
Be mean, assholes.
There were 7 potions
okay.
of supreme healing.
Yeah, you kind of looked over them. Like even Kira says, you know, they were like dicks. You can take their stuff.
They were dicks.
I
know you're a
write that
dick.
down on my scroll as part of the events of our story.
You know you're a dick when the goddess
They
of
were- yeah,
poetry
They
calls
were
you a
dicks.
dick.
You can take their stuff in quotations. Dash Kira, goddess of art and music.
They were carrying a total of 25 gold and 100 silver pieces.
Who's in charge of the pot?
I'll do it. I've never been a
I don't
banker
remember.
before. I
Don't
feel like
remember.
it's my turn.
The cleric of Sidon, Brecker, as his name was, also carried a bronze holy symbol.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
Like
I guess
a-
it's the holy symbol of Sidon.
Bronze,
There's a holy
It's a
symbol.
very
Sidon.
angry
Yeah.
face of Sidon.
I'm not gonna
We'll
spell
spell that down.
No, dude.
Wait, which face? I thought isn't he like of 100 faces?
No, that's like the many hands. Not that he has like
Oh, it's
3
the
eyes.
different.
or
There's a
something.
different god. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
And we didn't get
Get-
anything
get-
from the
get
boards,
to-
so I
I
don't.
mean, for reference, look at the door, right? Sidon's face.
That is
Literally.
not representative.
It means one day we could potentially scry on him.
There's a
Nobody looks
statue
like
of him
him,
over there,
so-
guys. That's not what he looks like.
Yeah, Sidon's generally represented as a very large humanoid. He has 3 eyes, indeed, one on his straight on his forehead. Usually, he is depicted in a fairly neutral expression, but he is also sometimes, especially by the Order of Sidon, shown to be in his more angry expression.
Yeah.
Pretty common knowledge.
I mean, it's not that they like him.
Whoa.
They just think that this is the best chance we have to live is to complete submit to him.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's push forward
Yeah, let's do
into
it.
the breach.
Yeah.
You push.
I don't see where the door should be though. Well, like,
The
think
door
it, like,
is
bent
just
round this
past
corner.
The mimic, yeah, there's a
Yeah.
bend.
I don't see a bend.
We
Maybe
teleport
blind.
to the second.
Show us the
level.
light, sheep. Oh,
will.
who's moving my token? Oh, it's,
It's sheep moving.
Take a guess who's moving your token.
Cave.
yeah. Generally, when sheep moves our tokens, we all move at the same time. So it's just a
There
little,
are
a little
rocks,
alarming
yeah.
to see just me moving.
So
First.
let me set the scene here.
Dora,
a little
get
bit
back.
again.
Where am I?
As you make your way
South.
downstairs.
Oh.
Oh, this is where you stayed all those years?
This would be pretty much it. It's a fairly beautiful place. It continues sort of a little bit down here, although it's mostly wall and the water flows beneath it. Seems to be coming
Cool.
from here and then going multiple ways. The like slight waves in the very very shallow water. You can walk in there and be like up to your ankles or knees in the deepest parts. Throws like a shimmering blue light across the entire cave. There's barely any sound other than the water, the crackling fire. But you also occasionally, further from the back, you hear a slight high-pitched giggling.
Where does the Oracle normally hang out? Does she like do meditations and stuff on these blankets, or what? Where would I normally expect to find her in here?
Darius would know. This is sort of like the common area where she greets people and talks to them on her pile of rugs here in the dry area. Her actual like chambers would be further down here.
Okay. And is that somewhere that I would have been to?
Yes, plenty
like
of times.
yeah.
You
Okay.
would in fact know that like this little river here continues further into the cave, but the Oracle's chamber is just the first little cave on the left, where she stores all her valuables and where you probably rested most of the time as well.
Yeah. And then what's down this way?
That's just a tiny like river part. You can't really go down that way; it's too thin.
Yeah. I'll direct the others this way and say, this is the common area. She would be back here if she's being kept somewhere more restricted.
Darius, give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
I'm wary of steam.
That's another one, but I'm at advantage. So 13 for a total of 16.
All right, give me an intelligence check on top of that. This one without advantage.
Okay. Yikes. This. What's mine? Sorry, I don't have checks for raw scores. I have +1. That's not horrible. D20 +1. 10.
All right. You see nothing unusual. It's the way you left it.
Yeah.
At least the things you see, you can't remember being any different.
So you said we heard giggling.
Yeah, it's like a giggling, maybe a cackling. It sounds like utterly malicious.
If it's methods.
Where
does it
exactly?
sound like it's coming from this area?
From this way.
Which way? That was really quick. I didn't see.
That was really quick.
To the east.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's go that way, I guess.
Yeah, I will say to the party that is where the Oracle's chambers are, and it would be smaller than this area. It would be an ideal place to restrict her.
We should go then.
Let's go.
Yeah. Keeping an active look out among the chamber as we.
Is there anything out on these blankets? Like, are they just laying there?
Okay, give me a perception.
Yeah.
It's literally just rugs.
Well, I don't want to be near the steam, so I'm gonna go along there.
Well, it's very hard to avoid the steam in this chamber, as it's like suffusing the entire chamber. There's no geysers or anything of the sort. Just very hot and wet, which actually might be somewhat uncomfortable for Eudora.
Yes. Perhaps common knowledge would dictate she'd have no problem walking through here. But you can see she's gingerly avoiding the water here. Perhaps uncharacteristically, but that's definitely what she's doing.
Yeah. As you walk closer, you hear the slight mumbling of a voice sort of drifting down here, although you can't make out the exact words. Punctuated by a pained groan from presumably a male figure.
What?
Okay.
Pained
Yeah,
moan.
let's keep going.
All right.
Let's keep going. The fuck is happening here?
The sound of rushing water.
Hello.
Pain moans.
Space, space people.
As
Paper
Artemisia
spacer.
rounds the corner, she
Rushing
sees
water.
a peculiar sight, as what you assume to be the oracle seems to be suspended by just tendrils of water,
Oh, good.
held in place. And she's not really struggling. She's mostly angrily looking sort of this way, into where her chambers would be, to the point where she almost doesn't really notice you. She seems thoroughly exhausted, but determined to stare that way, whatever happens there.
Shit,
Worth
well-
noting, though, that the water sort of suddenly starts undulating as you approach. And shortly after, you hear the sounds of another female voice drifting towards you that says, "Oh, look at that! Visitors! You must be the chosen ones. Here to save the oracle, are you? I don't think I'll let you." Which, again, there's a slight moment, and then you hear just another male groan that quickly fades out as something heavy thumps onto the rocky floor.
I think we just jump into initiative here.
Kill the weird.
Save the Oracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what needs to be done.
Sure.
Because yes, we are here to save the Oracle. I mean, that's
As it turns out.
why I'm here. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, it rolled well.
Yeah.
That's weird. Sorry.
Nobody is surprised here.
We really are in a weird mood today, aren't
Yeah.
we?
As the creature made of watery tendrils seems to be utterly focused on just keeping the oracle in place here. Where's Kira? She followed you.
Kira, sing us a song so we get that sweet bonus thing.
Yeah.
well, I'm a little close for that.
Don't put fucking butterflies on me.
Just sing. That's all we want.
That's all good.
Yeah, just saying.
We just want to hear
Got a
your
goddess
beautiful
on our
voice.
side. There's no way we can.
We
lose.
appreciate your company.
Just
I mean,
sing
if
that.
Let's go.
if you
Yeah,
want
do
her to join, she certainly
it.
will.
Do it.
Only to sing.
Hold.
It's fun. It's fun. Let's.
It
have
is
it.
fun. Let's just have it. It is
I'm sure
hilarious.
This is our last words, but yes, you know.
Kyra is a patron goddess of our group.
It's true.
Yes.
She will certainly smile at the request and then, plunk away at her battered, almost entirely broken harp, really. But the sound she produces still echoes quite nicely in this cave, filling you with determination. As the water weird is entirely focused on holding the oracle. Artemisia.
Remind me again what that singing thing does. It's something about D20s, right?
Didn't stat her up again because
I think it's like once we can each decide to give each other a regular inspiration per round.
she is singing the Song of Heroism, which means that until the end of her next turn, all allies who can hear her song can roll one dice of your choice.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Anyone's
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Do it.
Yeah.
23.
You strike the weird as it wavers slightly. Let me actually.
And you know what? I'll just.
Yes, it seems, however, to be resistant to your attacks as it sort of just passes through the water. There's some resistance, but doesn't do as much as you would hope.
I will spend a key point. So that I can do my flurry of blows. So pow and pow. 21 for 6.
21 hits.
I presumed 10 would miss. So.
10 does miss, yes.
Even bludgeoning doesn't hurt. What could hurt water?
Magical.
Demo.
And level 2 need magic.
Well, I mean, I need to take a breath here.
Hmm.
I'm a little hurt, so
I
let's
got you
spend a
back.
bonus action to begin. Just take that second wind. Get a little bit extra hit points. So this reroll is for the end of her next turn.
Yes.
Let's just reroll this die. 3 is not very good on a D10.
It's any dice whatsoever.
That's worse.
Mm.
Wow.
Oh, well,
Wow.
guess that's what happens when you're greedy. I can get here. And I can swing at the Waterbeard.
That is a solid strike. Slashing at it.
Bad Waterbeard.
It, however, is undeterred at holding its captive.
Yeah, I figure we kind of need to get to the person. Whatever she's doing in there is probably bad.
Yeah.
Darius can see
Yeah.
Versy's tired eyes drifting over
I
towards you.
know. I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get that fucking witch and end this. Okay. I move over here as a move action. What do I see inside?
You see a terrible sight. You see the Oracle's chambers, but there is
Cold.
No.
a mostly covered, old woman, really. She looks ancient to the point where, a human woman shouldn't be moving as swiftly as she is, but she has a dagger in her hand that was presumably just seconds ago plunged deep into one of the temple attendants'
No.
bodies as she turns towards you with a malicious grin.
Right. Gotcha. In that case, sorry, just quickly looking at something.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to spend my last level 1 spell to just like reach out towards her, not even say anything, just with like utter determination to end this as fast as possible. Cast Fairy Fire on her so she cannot hopefully be invisible, and also will make it easier for me to hit. So I will cast in the cube that includes her. So she needs to make me a dexterity saving throw, a DC 13.
She
No.
fails. She's illuminated.
Yeah.
Shiny.
Let her go, you monster! And I reach out, and just this like kind of not great color surrounds her, keeping her in sight. She's this ugly red of rage and fear that motivates him.
Should turn that on.
Yes.
Especially now that the hag,
There we go.
her smile widening, says in a sickly sweet voice,
Oh, we can't see her
Oh.
in initiative.
that is correct. That is the way it's meant to be.
Okay,
As
I'm
she-
sorry.
As she says, "Oh, I would have never hurt her. Her father wants her back. Isn't that nice? A father caring for his child so much?" As she suddenly twists her clothing, just being dropped by her, as she reveals her true, terrifying visage. A horrid monster that has really less comparison to the old woman she was just seconds before.
I'm glad she can still enjoy gherkins.
There we go. And she still has a nice, ugly red aura around her that sort of takes away.
As she will
Thank you for laughing, Falky.
move here and claw at Darius. For 10, unfortunately missing.
No.
With a wave of her hand, she gives a command to the water weird behind Darius. Eudora.
She'll streak around the corridor. She sees the water weird. She'll attempt to shoot it with fire.
Probably resistant.
Well, we'll see.
Brilliant. You can evaporate it. Go away.
I will. Is that a miss?
That is a miss.
Alright, I'll reroll that then. Never mind.
Uh,
All right then. Well, that's that then.
Oh, the waving tendrils of water, too difficult to hit.
Also, I want to remember this. Maybe I should have said it before, but Darius, for charging ahead into this hag to defend Mercy, I think you should have my inspiration.
oh,
I feel
thank
like
you.
that's a
thank
heroic
you.
thing to.
It is
Yeah.
a heroic
It,
thing.
yeah,
Generally
it's
for
not
everything.
strategic, but my character would do it. So, yeah.
Take that.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm inspired.
Yeah, the decision certainly not the smartest, as the water weird will move to block the entrance, pushing Darius out of the way.
Okay.
Well, I see attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
You could take those, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Fortunately, it does not apply to me.
Just look to each other like, oh, well.
that's unexpected.
Yeah.
Actually, no. No.
No?
None
What?
of that.
What?
Demos. I'm going to spend my reroll and give you a new attack. Because Kira's thing is still going, and I didn't attack, so I
Ah.
haven't used it.
12.
12
Damn it.
is just not enough.
Oh, I love these die.
Someone else would have.
Mine got
You used
worse before, so.
Yeah.
Kira
I mean,
will
I'll use
hop
you,
to the
Doris.
side.
Why not?
Oh no, she's behind me,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm using.
Might as well reroll, because
I'm
Kira's
using-
turn is right next.
Yeah, I'm using Eudora's
Yeah.
reroll. 18.
18 hits,
8
Yeah.
damage.
slashing it for 4 damage.
It's not slashing, it's piercing, man.
Oh, piercing
Yeah.
it for
Do you
4.
not know how spears work?
You can slash with a spear, just
Someone give me a d4 for Kira here.
Well, she's beside me somewhere.
Okay.
I'm the one most
Uh-oh.
affected.
She will
No
continue her song.
butterflies!
Summon a unicorn.
Yes. Stab the
Artemisia.
sea hag through the chest.
Me!
As you can actually see the hag through the translucent form of the water weird,
Uh-huh.
give
Nice
me
and glowy.
a wisdom save, as the horrible form seems to be doing something to your mind.
Oh.
But you shake it off. It might be horrible, but it's a hag. If it bleeds, you can kill it. Something.
Okay. I will actually come over here. I can feel it doing something to my mind, so I'll go around. It's probably got decent con, doesn't it? Thinking. Yeah, it's probably got decent con. Alright. I'll spear it. No, I won't. I'll slap it. No, I won't.
No.
Well,
You do have Kira's reroll again.
I do have Kira's reroll.
Yeah, Kira's got a new turn.
do it.
I'll
Why
do it
not?
for my spear because that does more damage. Before
Hey.
To do heroics successfully. Believe in yourself and you can do great things. Demos.
I do believe myself, but I will. Can I stay here? Can I stand here?
I
didn't call it up. Not be in the water.
I believe in myself, but
I
I
just
don't wanna,
punch out a
like,
corner for
I'm
yourself.
really heavy, guys. I don't want to be like. knocked into
really?
the-
But this is it's like ankle deep water.
Yeah, I know.
Diabos drowns just because he can't get
It's
himself
like
back up.
my cape gets real wet, and it's just it's a mess. So
As Edna says, capes kill
It also
heroes.
just doesn't look great,
True.
and there's
Yeah.
a god of music and art
we'll,
here.
we'll flank this elemental and swing my sword.
Hey.
Nice.
Slash at it successfully.
Chop chop. That's all.
Chop,
Starting,
chop.
starting to wave a little bit.
Fucking better. Jesus.
With the living wall blocking you from Darius.
Ooh,
Darius,
lady.
as you're straight face to face with this horrible hag creature, give me a wisdom save.
I sure will. 14.
That is enough. Her horrific appearance does not affect you.
No, it instead motivates me. So I will attack with my rapier. I'm attacking with advantage because she is exposed by my fairy fire. For an 18 for 4 damage.
18 most definitely hits her.
Can I use my reroll on damage dice?
On any die whatsoever.
I will use the reroll granted to me by Kira to reroll the damage because that's a fucking 1, and I'm done with this. I'm over it. I'm really over it, guys. What do I roll? D8 for rapier, I think.
D8,
Something like
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Well, I gave you inspiration, so you know what? No.
Yes.
I'm using my Kira reroll in that one.
Okay.
Guys,
Thanks, guys.
you can't roll another. Okay,
7.
great. Yeah,
No,
it's
10 damage
this
to
is,
this hag.
This is Darius. He gets to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to be a hero.
I'm also the only one on the other side of the water
Stab
where it's
it in the
tied up
face.
my job.
Ugly
Yeah.
face.
10 damage to this fucking hag.
Strike at her, piercing. You know, it's not really like striking into what you think flesh would be like. It's like sludge, like really, really fucking weird.
Yeah.
As the
I can't really
hag
think of anything. My
will
action.
shriek and screech as she tries to claw your eyes out. 16.
that does hit. Can I spend my Demos reroll to try and force her to re?
Well, that would be Deimos' call to make if it's his reroll.
But yeah, well, he no. He
I
gave me
forgot my
inspiration. He gave me inspiration.
No, you can use Kira's ability, but not inspiration.
I used Kira's ability to reroll the attack,
Yeah.
or to reroll the damage. So never mind. Oh, okay. 11. Oh my god! Ow.
Blood death.
That is a lot.
Rip.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got twisted fingernails the length of daggers.
Was she bloodied by my attack? Or no.
She is not.
No.
Oh, I'm going down.
Eudora.
Alright. Eudora sees what's going on with this water thingy here. And conventional weapons aren't cutting it. Pun intended. So, bonus action. Just gonna. Yeah, go on. Are you gonna say something, Sarah? Or?
What? No.
Oh,
no,
no.
I'm good.
Okay. I thought I heard something. My bad. Yeah, so bonus action, she's gonna use Shillelagh to make her magical quarterstaff. And she'll pop up here. Smack it. 19.
Ooh.
19 hits.
10 magical bludgeoning.
Yeah, the magical weapon strikes. The water recoils from it.
Good, good.
Is it at least bloodied at this point?
The water weird? Well, it doesn't have blood, so who's to say? But it does seem to be very wobbly at this point.
Yeah, thank
Alright.
God.
Stuff.
We'll continue to hold Versi. Kira, give me a D4, someone.
I'll do it.
You know, this is exciting, but it could always be
3.
more exciting. But for now, you know, it's exciting enough. Artemisia.
Exciting enough is just the right amount exciting. Stab it! Punch it!
You stab and hit and slash and pierce.
Pierce and punch.
Demos.
Well, I mean, I'll,
Have a slash cutting a watery tendril. Doesn't seem to be able to take much more.
Slash it really.
Actually, Artemisia, as you can see the sea hag.
Can I?
Actually, you made your save. Never mind.
I made my save as well.
Yep.
It was a good save.
Demos.
did
Demos,
the
you just
attack.
attacked.
I did.
Darius.
I will. Okay, I'm keeping her busy. So I'm going to use a dodge action this round.
Okay.
Let her lay into me.
The hag will certainly take your suggestion. Claw at you.
Oh my god.
13.
13, it does miss with disadvantage.
Eudora.
Smack again. Oh. 11.
11 is not enough.
Damn it. Do I? Is she still doing that?
She's
Yeah,
still
right, Kira.
Every round.
Alright then, let's go again. Haha, I believe that's actually a crit. That's a crit, so I'm gonna roll a D8
Nice.
again.
Right.
Yeah. Good damage.
9.
That's
Still-
my reroll right there. Reroll that.
Alright.
We need the damage, man.
Oh, we need
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we
damage.
do.
Did you get
And
in
it would
the
be the
7.
damage
There
of
you
the
go.
first attack, so a total of 12. Which is more than plenty to make the water collapse.
Emulation! It evaporates in flame. Everyone gets
Blessed.
blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going down, bitch.
As it dissipates into steam.
Yes.
Fuck
Uh,
Kyra.
she still has her move, so. Actually, no, she's gonna say where she is. She's
You
good.
don't want to see it.
She hears the noises.
Say Varsi.
Yeah. How is
Yeah.
Versi like?
She seems conscious, exhausted, very tired perhaps. But generally gives you like a smile of yeah, go, keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Actually, do you know what? She will do this because it's important. She'll step out. Here.
Ooh.
She needs to see Darius, so I guess she'll make a wisdom save. Yes.
No, at the start of your turn.
Good, because she will now use a healing word on him from here
Oh.
as a bonus action. Because she's her standard to attack, so that is a 5.
Thank you, friend. All right.
Alright. Now she is done.
Kira, she
I'll
will
roll the
continue saying about heroism, but maybe
Maybe.
there'll be more.
Go roll a d4.
Do it.
No, she'll just
She blows up the oracle by accident.
the sensible thing. Artemisia.
Right, I will just come on round here, as is my right to do. And I will actually strike out with my snake hair
Ooh.
Ooh.
and hit. She must do a Constitution save.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
I see what you're.
She fails.
She is poisoned until the beginning of my next turn.
Takes
Ooh.
4 damage.
Isn't that disadvantage on everything?
Pretty
Or
much
am I-
everything.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Now,
She shrieks as your hair bites her.
I'm gonna make sure I get this right with what
Yeah,
it says for
disadvantage on
martial
attack rolls and
arts.
ability checks.
So it says with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on your turn. I don't think my snake hair counts. What does my snake? I don't think my snake hair counts as that. So I don't think I can use my martial arts for.
Your snake hair is a melee weapon attack.
Yeah.
It says here. So, no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Would it be classed as a monk weapon though?
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Then
don't think it
no
would be.
martial arts. That's me then.
It's still great. though.
Demos.
Yeah, I mean, there's a hag
Damage
that
is
needs to
amazing.
die.
See the
So,
horrible creature now
We'll go here
cornered.
to now block it from leaving. And
Mm-hmm.
it still is shiny, right? So I have advantage on my attacks.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's the
it's
So let's go with that.
23.
Easy
Nice.
12 damage. Smash.
Slash at it. There's like almost goopy purple blood splattering into the cave.
Covers himself with a shield so don't look at its face. So ugly.
Darius.
All right, let's do this. I am blessed. I am going advantage. So that's 22. Do I need to roll my bless? Probably not.
No, I don't
22
think so.
hits for
yeah.
sure.
For an extra 11 damage.
Yeah, the sea hag gets more frantic as she sees, the heroes doing heroic things.
Yeah, that's right.
But on her turn, she will recover herself a little bit and shriek once more, truly showing off her horrific visage. Demos and Eudora, give me a wisdom save.
Remember, bless is a thing, just in case you need it.
Yes,
Uh,
this is
yeah.
a thing.
But you
You
did.
both are unperturbed
Alright.
by her terrible form.
Great.
She will continue targeting Darius specifically. She's like
attacks at
glancing over to
disadvantage.
Versi.
Target me.
She's glancing over to Versi, and Versi seems to be most worried about Darius. So clearly that's the target to go for here. For terrible
yeah.
six.
Yeah, nope.
As she shrieks, "You wouldn't dare destroy a servant of Sidon! His rage will be undoing!"
Oh, you should have seen what I did to the statue earlier. He's already.
Uh, Eudora Eudora's like keeping an eye on Mercy to see if she's okay, but then hearing that she's just like, "Oh, shut up!" and then like just throws some fire at her.
She is singed. Kira, she will continue. Give me a D4, someone.
Tarab's turn.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No, I'll re-roll that. I will use my Kira ability to.
Ah, no, that's the.
Nah.
It is your right.
It's alright.
Kira will know that you did.
No, come on. This will be too good. This is too good.
It might not be
Out
a
of
bad
respect.
thing.
It's too fun.
You know what? It is too fun. No, I
It's
would
too
step on
fun
her
to
toes, but I want her to know that I could have.
All right.
She probably knows that the thought crossed my mind.
Give me a D100.
Hard.
Oh God.
How
Give me
dare
a
you?
D100 as she thinks this fight needs some extra drama. Just you know.
74.
No, okay. There's no valid target for this, so she's not gonna do it.
Oh.
Alright.
What
She
was
can't
it?
actually see the hack. It would have been a fireball, which is probably better.
A fireball.
killed
And
us
the
all.
heroes.
That
all
would have
died.
killed us.
That would have killed us all. Literally,
Yeah, it
campaign over.
You see
Even
Kira shoot a fireball down into
We
the
have to get away from her, guys. We gotta.
the fireball. Of all
Isn't there one
things.
that's fireball centered on self?
You know what?
I love it so much.
Luckily, those kinds of spells would only target enemies, and she can't see them.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's worth noting, it doesn't look like she's choosing what she does. She just sort of points things into a direction, and things happen. Artemisia.
Alright. I want to see if I can poison her again. So I'm going to attack with advantage. 14?
Bless.
14 hits.
Yeah.
I know there's bless as well. So con save.
And damage.
Oh, it's 5 damage.
No, that's just the advantage roll.
She makes it.
And can I want to use a...
Because Kyra used a spell, right?
No, she does the heroism thing all the time.
Still.
She did both.
So I wanted to re-roll that
It's a
con
song that
save.
she plays.
Re-roll the
Oh, yeah.
con save, you hag.
yeah, that
I mean, really, you could keep staring at her
Hag.
force rerolls too.
Yeah. Wait, no. That
Fail.
makes
Yeah.
Fail.
Wait.
No.
No.
Roll again.
Yes, right?
Re-roll
Oh,
again.
she.
It
No, on the
succeeds
normal
technically.
save.
But re-roll again.
No,
Damn it.
it.
Do it again.
Do it
It's mine.
again. Damn it.
that's enough
You know
rerolls, I think.
Halldamir, you need to up that that DC.
I can't. That's it. Doesn't.
Oh god.
It's fixed for life.
5 EDCs, guys. They're-
Demos.
You know, I'll attack with advantage. For a 23. 6 damage. That's shit damage.
Yeah,
She
that's
has
very fire
lost
resistant.
legs
Minimum damage.
covered in wounds.
Finish it, Darius. It's you. It's you.
Yes, that's right.
It's
You come after my friends. You come after my family. You will fucking die.
That's
Very heroic
redacted
thing
out
to
of
say.
the. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
redacted
excuse-
out of
yeah.
the photo.
No,
Well.
redacted. 15. That's what he feels. You know.
As you end the hag,
Yes.
as
Yeah,
she
okay.
screeches,
Yeah.
slowly
Surrounded by his
dissolving.
friends and family who've come to save Versi, his patron, together. He dashed out ahead and around the water weird, keeping it at bay. But then Deimos, Artemisia come to flank him, give him support, attack this thing. And as he's feeling down, Eudora gives the support of the healing while taking care of Versi, just giving him enough to stab this thing and end it. Thinking about what he said earlier about whatever strength he's lost has been, can be made up for in the company he keeps. As he ends this thing.
As the combat is over, the caravan is once again quiet, apart from the labored breathing of Versi, who's slowly righting herself, sort of dusting herself off, taking a more regal pose. Kira in the back, sort of, leaning, observing. If she had popcorn, she would be eating it right now.
Why? Why did they stay this long? She looks at it. If it wanted to return Versi to Sidon, Surely it would have left by now.
Versi quietly speaks up at that. She says, I believe the hag wanted to torture me a bit more. There were plenty of acolytes still left upstairs. I think she would have continued for days still. My father would not let her harm me, not physically, but that does not mean that this creature didn't look for every possible way to do so in other ways.
What a cruel creature.
Yes.
She is a servant that, even for my father's standards, is a twisted creature. But such is the sacrifices I have to make to be on the side of mortality. I knew you'd come, of course. I wasn't entirely sure about the timing, but it could have been much worse. I welcome you to my cavern, even if the welcome is not as it usually should be.
I am sure we are all glad that we, well, got here in time. She kind of like looks pointedly at Darius. Like, how is he feeling here? Like,
Well, he's a little quiet. I mean, he's probably like he's looking over at the attendant, trying to put him in a bit of a more respectful pose. Like he probably knew this guy for a really long time. He's really sad at the thought of, he's now trying to like rack through his mind, like who else haven't I seen? Who haven't I seen yet? And knowing that he probably will never see them again. So he's a bit quiet right now. The victory still, fresh in his mind, but a bit soured by that revelation that, had we come a bit earlier, maybe if we hadn't taken that short rest, even, maybe this guy would still be alive.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was
We
until
literally-
he was killed just when we got here.
We literally heard him die. Like, if we'd come a little earlier, maybe he could have been spared. It's a sad thought. You can certainly see something's up.
yeah.
Us will go here and reach out a hand to help Versi get up.
She will take it with a grateful smile. She lifts herself. She is certainly a creature to look at. Her garments, although torn, are probably one of the most expensive things that Demos has ever seen. Like gold thread, a material that is most definitely of a rarity that most commoners would never even, see that kind of thread. And she wears it like, a royal dress. On her head, she has a golden sort of diadem with a large stylized eye in the center on her forehead. Almost like a crown. She lets herself be held up, saying, Thank you, Demos. Perhaps I wouldn't want to let you wait for too long. You've come here for a reason, obviously. Give me a few minutes to freshen up before I properly introduce you to your prophecy.
Yes.
Destiny should not be made to wait.
Waited my entire life. Background sound.
Seraph.
Oh, sorry.
Noises. Thank you.
Someone sorting like cutlery.
Oh, sorry. Oh, someone left the door open.
Oh, not to worry. Yeah, I mean, your door is like, take all the time you need. I mean, you've just been through an ordeal.
She nods against gratefully before turning her eyes towards Kira, sort of, who's leaning like arms crossed against the wall, as Versi says, Thank you, Kira, for leading the heroes here, despite not being asked to do so. I appreciate it, but I can take care of things from here. Kira pouts. Doesn't really do anything else.
You know, it's like, the lovely Kira was so good as to accompany us for music on the road at my request.
Oh, I'm sure she did. However, she treads a dangerous road. Besides, you are the chosen heroes, not her. If you need guidance, that is what I shall provide.
Then I suppose we should go and wait in the other room.
I will not be long. I just need to collect myself.
Yeah, understands. That's fine. We'll go and he can't help but smile at Kyra. He likes her. She's a wonderful character. He's not actually sure if he should sit on the blankets or if, like, I mean, probably not, right? Like, it seems like the Oracle would sit on the blanket. I guess he can sort of go over here. Like, how deep is this water? Is this like a
Ankle deep, knee deep in the deepest parts.
He
It's
doesn't-
very,
he-
very
he's-
warm and nice, actually.
Maybe it would be rude to like wash his stuff in it. So he'll sort of put his sword and shield next to him, and then like probably just like I don't know, take his boots off and put his feet in the water just to like enjoy, enjoy a little bit of it, a little bit of the atmosphere without really trying to be like disrespectful.
Eudora sees that and thinking to herself, "Oh, that's a good idea." She almost forgets herself and hovers a foot over, and then takes it back. She looks a bit sad, and steps back from the water.
It must look so. Is it wrong? Should I not partake?
No, no, Demos. It is more my issue than the water. Perhaps, perhaps I will. Perhaps later. Not
It gives a slight nod, and then goes back to, leaning back and like actually maybe he like shifts over here so he can lean against the rock behind there. It's like, he does get sore from all this like fighting. It's been pretty intense. He's got like some burns, a couple of marks and dents. Gotta take what chances you can to.
It's pretty clear that this is kind of strange, right, Valky? Yeah, because you're a water nymph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ocean or
Ocean.
nymph?
Nereid.
Maybe it's too fresh,
No.
Yeah,
Salt.
it certainly is. I mean, yeah, it is definitely an odd thing for a nymph of water affinity to not want to. Yeah, that's true.
It's not. It wouldn't be disrespectful to the Oracle to do this, right? Like this is
not at all.
Yeah. So I'll say to Eudora, I won't press, but if it is a respect thing, it's quite all right. I would be in pretty bad shape if I couldn't bathe in these waters.
She kind of gives like a nervous laugh, like a no, no, it's not a respect thing.
It's
just forget about it for now.
yes. No. Say no more. It's all right. I just wanted you to know.
Demos figures maybe
Nuts.
the nymph is shy.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to show her weird nymph feet.
Maybe it's like roots,
Terrace will wander around. It's kind of feeling like, amidst the other things that have happened, like that sensation when you live somewhere for a long time, you go away, you come back to your hometown, you're like, it's also familiar, but also kind of weird.
It's like we're your guests.
Yeah. Except I was kind of always a guest here too. Never really felt weird dynamic, this place.
Well, you probably feel at home after 500 years of.
Oh yeah, for sure. But also I couldn't leave, so that was kind
Whenever
of
you want to, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Food served every day, like.
yeah. But also my friend just died, so
That's true.
just gonna hang out near the fire.
Artemisia will take her shield off of her back for once, and will place the rim of it on the top of her feet so it doesn't touch the ground, and sort of just looks over the surface as she waits.
Yeah, it doesn't take too terribly long before something happens, like maybe 5-10 minutes, as Versi once again rounds the corner. This time not in the disheveled, torn clothes, with equally disheveled, although not torn hair, but in a more regal fashion. She's changed. She's brushed her hair. You know, she looks far more presentable. Almost the kind of beauty that you can't even compare to human anymore. As Eudora definitely recognizes that she's putting some superhuman charms into that. She stands over there, sort of her hands like slightly, in front of her. She lets out a satisfied sigh, looking over the four of you, before turning slightly more hard at seeing Kira still stand in the corner. She says, Kira, would you give us some space? This is not for you. Kira pouts before extremely slowly making her way to the exit. Like, it takes multiple minutes of staring by Versi until she actually leaves.
Man,
I've kind of
I like
almost
these
feels
guys.
like it feels a little bad that she's been excluded. But then again, maybe now she'll be more interested in seeing what Darius writes about it. So
There we go.
she'll get to not be
Yeah.
spoiled.
You have to try Proteus's green tea. It's
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying it to Kira as she's leaving.
Okay.
Like he'll sort you out.
As Versi, the Oracle, slowly makes her way to the center island, sort of beckoning you towards her. Slow hand gestures.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wait for the water.
Yeah, I'll do that too. I'll leave the stone path for Eudora.
She appreciates that. She very gingerly makes her way across. And goes over here.
I want to sit on the can.
Artemisia walking with her shield in front of her legs, like
Yeah.
lifted off the ground.
I mean, the blankets are for sitting, right? That's
Versi doesn't gesture, but if anyone attempts to sit, she certainly won't seem upset. Currently, she's slowly closing her eyes, breathing in the steam that suffuses the chamber with satisfied, slow breaths, before lifting the crown/diadem resting on her head, revealing the third eye that she is known for in the center of her forehead. Unlike her, pleasant expression in her normal eyes, this one a little bit larger, staring ahead in a sort of 1,000-yard stare, as if having seen some horrible truths. Though whatever expression that may be does not seem to touch the rest of Versi's face, as she opens her to normalize before saying, within almost ethereal voice, "You warriors who stand here gathered will be tested. The fates have revealed 3 great tasks that must be accomplished before you are ready to sail into the free seas and face the Titans. You must shape the silver fires, the lost forge, in order to craft the tools you will need. You must claim the mighty weapons wielded against the Titans by the first Dragonlord. And you must drink deep from the bottomless dragon horn, for it will reveal a vision that I cannot see. But woe unto thee, for I have seen the end of all things. My father's anger cannot be quelled, and his sister schemes even now. Your quest may yet fail, and if it should, the sky will rain black fire, and the doom of Valia will come. She exhales slightly, a few slow breaths, before turning to the person on the right, which would be Demos. Demos, I think you already know what you have to do. I've seen your future many years ago. Future of great deeds and impossible challenges, rivaling, perhaps even surpassing the achievements of your fathers. I believe this is what I've seen. Your journey has begun. When you reach Esoteria, make sure to visit your father. She slowly pivots towards Artemisia. Artemisia, I expect your curse has given you less grief than usual these past few days. The people here see you as my chosen hero. Looking past their worries, I've made sure of that. Once you leave, I'm afraid that will change again. Don't hide, but prove yourself as a hero of the people. There is also something you must know. Whatever you believe the reason for your mother's curse is, you'd be wrong. A long time ago, your grandmother, your true grandmother, came to me for advice. She was in love with Sidon, but Lutheria poisoned his mind. In the end, Sidon murdered your grandmother. She Versi produces a small silver locket in her right hand that she's sort of extending towards Artemisia. This locket was her payment to me for the advice I gave back then. I think you should have it, and the answers it may provide.
Artemisia will cautiously and with obvious confusion step forward and take the amulet,
Well,
dipping her head and saying, I'm not sure if I should thank you for the more questions I have or for your generosity in both cases.
She simply smiles, a motherly smile in return, before slowly turning towards Eudora. Eudora, it fills me with great joy that a kindred spirit has chosen to fight the Titans, lest their rage will descend upon all of Valia. There are so few of us that understand that mortals are worth saving, and that all of Valia is in danger. There's one who still has much gratitude for the times your father has led ships through the treacherous forgotten seas. In fact, he still holds the item your father used to light their way. You must speak to Daemon, the ancient lich who guards the necropolis at Telemok. Even when he was a mortal wizard of the Dragonlords, he held much wisdom. He will know more about the nature of your unique situation.
Eudora nods. She's surprised, but says nothing else.
And Darius, I would like to speak to you in private.
he raises an eyebrow. And I will not refuse. However, we are your chosen. We are a group, and we are supposedly led by destiny to do much to save this continent. I would not hide anything from them unless it were absolutely necessary. I would encourage you to feel free to speak to them, but it's still your choice. Speak in front of them.
Much of what I intend to say to you is of a personal nature.
That is fine.
There's sort of silence. Perhaps I should go try some of the tea.
Perhaps you should.
That sounds like a good
So
idea.
highly recommended, after all. So look back at Darius and look to Versi, and then just sort of make his way out.
Yeah. Dora looks at Versi and gives her like a sly wink as she passes Darius and heads out. Oh, kindred nymphs here. She sees.
After everyone has left, Versi will turn towards Darius and say, "As for you, the one I know best, perhaps more than you know yourself, I have so little guidance to give." As she sort of lowers her gaze towards the wet ground, sort of shuffling her feet a little bit, she whispers, "You must swear to me an oath that you will return once the prophecy has been fulfilled. I will not let you risk yourself more than you have to. I will not let mortality claim you, especially not in the time of peace that simply must follow once the Titans are defeated." She once again looks back at him.
We could venture out into the world together. We spent so much time here that perhaps it would be nice in a time of peace to experience it.
Perhaps, but it would deny my gift to those who need it. If I cannot be found, I cannot help people.
That's fair. And you would have me return here forever, unable to see the world again.
Oh, if you wish to venture out on occasion, that can be arranged. I'm simply worried for you.
I understand that. He starts walking over towards her instead of talking over these blankets. I was worried about you too. When I saw those men in front of the door, I thought the worst might have happened already. Thought that maybe you'd been taken to your father, or who knows. And then sort of gestures over. Poor. It's terrible. I can understand wanting to stay safe and stay useful. But I don't think you should deny yourself the world, especially if you do. You've done so much already, and I think it's important to look out for yourself once in a while. After saving the world, maybe?
Maybe. With you at my side, I might consider.
Okay. I could do that.
You shall swear that you will return to me then.
I reach out my hands, not like in a, epic way, just like for her to take.
Sure, she'll take your hands.
And then I give them like a soft, squeeze and say, I swear, once the task is done, we shall be together.
She smiles warmly at that. Before collecting herself once more, looking you straight into the eyes, as she says, "You must go out and collect yourself. Your instrument, your companion, both reside in the necropolis of Telamon. You're going to need your old companion to stop the Titans before the Oath of Peace expires, and yet it is the Oath of Peace that prevents any dragon who fell in the First War to be raised. I have, however, never been wrong in my prophecies, and yet I don't know how to accomplish this."
What? You mean Dareth Axel?
I do.
How can she be there? How can she? No. Do you know anything that happened after I last saw her?
She has perished, as have most dragons. All dragons.
And
You
so
will not
the Lich
find her
has-
in the flesh, but her remains are interred in the same necropolis that holds the other remains of Dragonlords and dragons alike. It is a place of rest, not one of undeath, even if a lich guards over.
Okay. That's lucky for him, then, I suppose.
Do not think ill of Daemon, even if his form is grotesque to some. He is wise, as he has been in life.
All right. If there's a chance I can find her there, then yes, I have to. Okay.
Do not get your hopes up too much. You will find what remains of her there, but I don't know when the solution to return your companion will present itself. Prophecy is like there are many possible futures. If you consider the way to each a map, then I'm being shown 5 of 100 pieces of 7 different maps.
Yeah. Yes. Regardless, what insight you can provide is immeasurable, and I'm grateful for it.
If any more information reveals itself, you can be assured that I will inform you, as well as your companions.
Likewise. If I ever happen to catch a piece of a puzzle that you don't have, I'll add it to your collection.
Oh, Darius, you will not discover this puzzle. You will make it. You are the result of this puzzle.
Smiles at her. Very well. Well, I suppose we all have a long journey ahead of us, and you have so many people to help as well. Are you going to be all right? Should we try and arrange some extra security? I mean, there's nothing saying that they might not come back, especially if you stay here and they know where you are.
Oh, I can assure you they will not dare to come back.
Okay. He doesn't ask, but he has confidence in her. She's said it like that. Okay, then just be safe. And I need you to be okay as well.
Never worry about me. Then we would both be worrying, and at least one of us should go out into the world to be a hero instead.
I think it's possible to do both. The worry is what makes me determined to avert these potential futures.
Perhaps. However, do not let worry guide you. Let destiny. Or, as a proxy to destiny, let me guide you.
I could live with that. He smiles.
Then you should go before I change my mind or something.
Okay. He puts another sort of like gentle touch on her shoulder and then turns away before anything before either of us change their mind. And he'll pause and take one last look at her and then make his way back up the stairs.
As you will. I'll head back upstairs. Oh, I do that apparently. Do this.
Ah,
We have teleported. What is this sorcery?
Yeah, I figure I'm taking a short rest up here with the green tea.
You
Is the
can
green
take
tea
from
good?
that.
That's the question.
Give me a d20.
All right.
It's actually quite terrible.
Very.
Yes, well, it's a shame we won't be here for so long.
Darius comes back up, gets like a slight side eye, like.
get us out of here.
Did he
Well,
know?
I suppose you returned quickly. We must be in a hurry.
Also, as Darius heads back up the stairs, sort of lingering here perhaps, he's approached by Proteus again, who hands him a small pouch that Proteus says, when you last had it out, you forgot this. You might need this.
You fool.
You hear the jingle of a few coins on that.
Fool of a toque.
It's lambus bread.
Hmm.
I don't know. Seraphs realizes he's still muted or not.
Seraph,
Yep, I'm still muted. Yep. I take the pouch and say, "Thank you, friend. I suppose I was so eager to get out of the world, I didn't do a second look. Foolish." Seems a little distracted as Proteus, but he's my buddy too. I'm not gonna absent-minded in front of him. I'm saying, I'm glad that you're all right. I'm sorry we couldn't make it sooner.
Oh, it's quite all right. Destiny can be cruel at times, but in the end,
Motivating.
that is not exactly the word I was looking for. Your journey will lead you to some dark places. You will undoubtedly not be able to save everyone. What matters is that you save Philea and those who matter to you, if they can be saved. Do not worry about the things you've lost. Think about the things you can save.
Wise words indeed, my friend. And with that, I think we might rest a little more, but we should leave soon. Seems that we have a great deal of distance to travel, and time does not wait for us.
Well, do not be reckless. If you want to rest, you can rest here for as long as you like. Besides, I must admit I'm curious as to what she told you.
Another time, perhaps. It's a lot to digest. Wouldn't want to do it wrong.
He frowned, clearly disappointed.
He like pats him twice on the shoulder. I am not saying never, just one day. Give you something to look forward to, eh?
Perhaps. I will, however, assure you that my advice can be invaluable. Well, if you change your mind, I will be cleaning the mess you made here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, you have to admit, I was trying to save your life. I think that
Oh, you most certainly
it counts
did.
for something.
On that note, however, do worry when you oppose the Titans. You, and I mean no offense, would not be ready to face any single one of them yet. Perhaps do not antagonize or vandalize any shrines to any of them. Again.
I'll do my best, but between a life that can be saved now and a problem I'll have to face in the future, I'll always make that same choice. But I won't recklessly vandalize them. I do appreciate what you're saying.
Well, that's good. You're the chosen hero after all, so clearly everything you do is destiny, right?
Yes, and I mean, also, it looked really cool, right?
I wasn't exactly paying attention to how cool anything looked in the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, do you have my knife?
He probably does.
It's fine. Keep it. Keep it for next time. Hopefully there won't be one, but just in case.
So, is Kyra up here?
Gara is up here. Where'd she go?
Like the tea?
There she go.
Yeah, she
tea.
spiked it. That's what.
The one tea.
No, she's like the kind
One
of
tea.
the kind of person who's like, yeah, this is great tea, and then as soon as Proteus turns his back, she like makes like bunny ears and just grimaces.
Yeah, no, there's a reason Demos' cup is quickly empty as it sizzles in the fire next door.
I will take a very short break here, like 2 minutes.
Sure.
Yes, I need a toilet break as well.
I'll get a drink because I definitely.
I'll sit here.
Me and you, Malachi.
So where are we even going, man?
I imagined this necropolis.
No, why
that's-
the necropolis?
Did you not like? Idora's being told that she needs to go see the Lich, and
Sure, but we also had to repair the Silver Flame Forge, and drink deep of the Dragon Horn.
I know, but where's the Silver Flame Forge?
I think it's like a place.
It might be worth writing those things down. I'm just
I
saying.
did.
Good.
And the horn, where's the horn? I'm presuming
I have no idea where
not
the horn-
easily found.
But apparently we can drink from it. So
Apparently we can drink from it. Is it like the horn that Thor filled with beer?
then we're just gonna drink the ocean, which does not help anybody. In fact, I believe it can be quite sick.
I imagine pretty sick. It's pretty salty.
Yeah, but I mean, getting some divine weapons seems like. I mean, I
know-
need some magical damage.
I could do with some magical damage.
Strangled by water, weird.
Yeah, funny enough.
A good start.
I would also like to go to that necropolis because it sounds like
Yeah.
it's a great place to find something to do with dragons.
Yeah, well, it says that we should claim the weapons of the first Dragonlords.
Yeah,
So I figure that's probably there.
That's
You know,
probably
that's where they put them.
so
But you know, I
weapons
just
of Dragonlords.
there's the whole thing about when will Darius be ready
Yeah.
to receive his dragon, and I don't think that class feature comes just yet. So
We're gonna grind a bit before we can go.
you know,
You know,
Come back.
yeah.
yeah.
The question is really just where to go.
Yeah, I don't know actually if we have a choice though. Like I don't but things we should do. I agree with all of them. Beyond that, I want to find more of these magical beasts and level them for their power. Or sacrifices for Kyra can only make her better, right?
True.
Yeah. I really like Kyra. She's
Yeah, no, I think we'll just 100% this run with Kyra. And
She's
then,
my favorite character.
we'll see what can happen, right?
At some point, statistically
speedrun.
speaking,
Yeah.
statistically speaking, we have to get a unicorn at least once.
No, like the thing is,
I'm back.
I'm sure that this is the problem, but
welcome
then
back.
maybe if we sacrifice to War, Son, or Wisdom, we would get like some actual tangible benefit. But I'm sure it's like that secret ending, right? You gotta stick with it. And, like in a game, when you find some weird item and there's no use for it,
Is it like taking
keep it
the
with you all
gnome
the
through
time, and then
Half-Life
suddenly
2?
it solves everything in the end. You know, the
love
golden pantaloons.
Except this time we're taking a goddess. I imagine that she's not going to come with us.
Well, I don't know because the other gods get mad at her,
Yeah.
and all she wants to do is like be around, and it doesn't seem that bad. Could you like turn into a tiny bird or something? She can just stick around without people noticing.
I can't imagine
I need
she's
a
going to
whip.
stick around.
She, no. She said she wants to so that she can write everything down. We have two different like art styles, and we can have a
Just
poet
because
off.
she wants to doesn't mean she's going
Yeah.
to.
Because the other gods don't. They get mad at her if she.
Her
if she gets
sister's a
too
prissy
involved.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like, you shouldn't influence destiny. Because what if she got us all killed with a fireball? Then that's like the
That's
end.
true. Yeah.
Watch me. That's true.
That's basically
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if I'd re-rolled it, then it wouldn't.
But it's the kind of world where we can probably talk to her, or say her name 3 times in the evening, and then
Ooga booga
there she will appear. Something if he
booga.
wants to.
I think that's actually something you would know. Not that specifically. Like the specific knowledge about the gods in general is scarce, and there's plenty of superstition. But one thing that might be pointing out is that she did, as you dedicated the board to her, swear an oath of protection, which is a very, very tangible thing. Like, that's the sort of thing where if you're in trouble and you need her, she will be there and she will actually, like, do everything in her power to help you, rather than what she's doing currently.
Mm.
Although
So if
that's like a one-time thing.
it's the paddy wipe safe.
Oh yeah, if we're staring down the barrel of the shotgun, we can call on
It's
So-
like the
That's because she
last
turns
one
the
of those.
shotgun into butterflies.
her.
I mean, that works.
Uh,
Look at that.
mhm.
I mean, in that scenario,
Calm down.
butterflies from shotgun equals saved.
Or teleport just to someplace else
Yeah.
without solving a problem. So let's not
No.
rely on it.
No.
Let's forget about it until we need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Of course.
But we should discuss.
Also,
where
I found this horn you should have.
we should discuss where we're going.
Yeah, but let's wait until we get a little more
I think we're all back. Sheep,
We
can
are
we see the map? Can we take a look at the map?
A map
gone
of
dark.
the world.
out of it. What happened to the rest?
No, the map of the Heartlands.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
The map of the Heartlands. Okay, all right. So
Yes, I don't see,
We
I
go.
see
We
the necropolis right
stand
there.
around.
we know where the
Stand around this gold
necropolis is.
table. Unfurl the map.
So where's?
Historia. I think that's where I was supposed to go.
So this is where we are.
Yep.
Among the places I heard was Necropolis,
Yep.
Astoria, right?
Astoria.
Let me just check that.
Was there
I think so.
anywhere?
Yeah, Manikai,
else?
you said you wrote them down, right?
Yeah, I did. I just want to know
Okay.
if Historia
So-
is where I want to hang out.
But that's where your dad is. Is that what?
Astoria is this
Yes.
city where
My dad is there. It's like a
King
frontier.
Dad rules.
King Dad
Hmm,
rules.
okay. King
He's
Dad.
like fighting a bunch of people who attack it on constantly.
Yeah.
So that's
mean-
where we have to go.
It's kind of
Yeah,
on the way to
for-
the necropolis.
Yeah, I
so-
don't know where the Silver Forge is. Is that like a location in the world that is sort of known?
Let's ask
Right.
Kira.
You could give me a history check.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
History check, do I?
I'm not trained, so I don't think I can.
I think you can.
Yeah, if you're
Can-
not trying to count.
Because I haven't studied history. So.
I think I specifically took it because of my backstory. Where's my token? There it is. History.
The Silver Flame Forge.
19.
Oh.
19. Yeah, you have heard of it. It's a fairly mythical place. The place where the weapons that were used in the first war against the Titans were forged. Powerful magical artifacts, weapons, armor. However, if it's still a thing, you wouldn't really know.
Huh.
Like, it used to be a thing many years ago.
Wow.
Where exactly it is, who knows?
Yeah.
You don't.
I relay this to the party. Do I know with a 19 where it used to be 500 years ago?
No, you wouldn't ever have been there yourself. You would probably just know that back then you probably had equipment from there.
We could.
Okay.
There was this talk of this wise lich. We could probably ask.
That's at the
Yes,
necropolis.
at the Necropolis as well.
Yeah. And King Dad
seems
might
like-
know. So
And I don't know where this horn is. We could go to the Deadfalls and just try drinking from that, but that seems like a real shot in the dark.
Yeah, that does.
It's a completely different way.
yeah. As much as I want to jump straight to the necropolis, Astoria is kind of on the way. We might also learn more. Like
I
that
don't
seems
think
like
we
a
need
place
to
where.
do a lot there, though. I just need to talk
Yeah.
to my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Maybe
but
we can learn a bit more.
it's also a place where you can find stuff out, so we can find out where
Yeah,
like
get some equipment.
Yeah, I mean, Astoria seems like a good
You
place
know,
to
we just met someone decked in gold, and I still don't have money for full plate.
go.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's probably a better place to start, and then go to the necropolis from there.
Yeah.
And maybe we find out where this forge is. But in the meantime, we've got a few leads to pursue.
Yeah, we need to know what the ancient dragon horn is.
The other thing that I do want to know is that the Oracle said that the amulet that she gave me might answer some questions. Can I have a look over it? Is
Sure.
it just amulet insert description? Or
It's a fairly fancy thing. If you were to sell it, it would probably fetch like 500 gold pieces.
I'm not selling
It's
it.
well made.
I'm not gonna sell it. That
But
seems
playing around with it, it's not really like it's not a magic 8-ball.
sure. We'll see. Put it
Maybe it mocks you as the
on.
we'll see.
We'll see. It might be. It might be a magic. You don't know, sheep.
Do you put it on?
Yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
put it on. She's gonna wear it
Awesome.
Sure, it's
like a
Pretty.
family heirloom from her real grandmother, which seems super suspicious. And questioning herself
Yeah.
and her lineage, apparently. If her grandmother isn't her real grandmother, is her parents even her real parents?
Maybe this marks her as what her true parentage is.
An amulet.
I have an amulet.
Can you open it up and find like a picture or a memento in there or something? Is it one of those like amulets that sort of folds open?
no,
Maybe
it's
the
not.
journey
Okay.
of finding out what the amulet means
That's
is the point.
Yeah.
that's my thing.
Hmm.
Let's
Mystery.
It's a motivated research.
let's head. Let's just it was a question. Astoria seems to be our aim now.
Yeah, it does. And then
Yeah.
we can hop over to Necropolis after.
Yeah,
Good
let's go to the story.
idea.
Sounds like a plan.
And we can also avoid crossing the river until we get to Astoria. That probably has a nice way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
that's
are
fun.
we yeah, Sheep, why don't you tell us how that works? How do we get to Astoria?
You would be traveling through the forest along the river. There's a bit of a road that runs along the river, although the main road is directly between Mitros and Astoria, which you wouldn't be taking. So you'd first travel through like light forested area and then along the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you're here. You would first travel to the river and then along the river.
Makes sense.
And yeah, okay, that works.
Alright, I suppose on the way then, this is probably an appropriate time to discuss this from Eudora's perspective. As they're passing the river, as they're walking, she will kind of speak up and say, "Well, since we're going to be together a while, now that we've met the Oracle, well, I guess I should just tell you." She kind of stops, turns around to everyone, and says, "Well, as Versi said, my father helped the Dragonlords on, well, their journey to forge the Oath of Peace. Some of the Dragonlords on their way to Lutheria's domain, well, there were storms. The sea is not, well, a safe place to be. My father helped them against, well, the better wishes of everyone, including the Druids. But he did, because he believed in, well, the mortal races. However, because of that, I, and he too, and all that come after me are cursed. The water, the sea, which is very much a part of myself and my existence, it feels forever wrong to us. No matter the source, all water feels uncomfortable, unnatural. with me being born of the sea and yet unable to partake of it in enjoyment or comfort, she kind of closes her eyes and sighs, but then opens them again, and there's a lot of fire in them, as she says. But that is what I seek to change, and that is why I believe that we can face against the Titans. And then she gets embarrassed again, and she says, "Well, yeah, I just wanted to say." Yeah.
Deimos nods and says, as prophecy goes, we will all have to face the Titans, and we will have to sail the 3 seas to face them. You being uncomfortable with water would be an unfortunate circumstance when we get to that point.
That is why I wish to tell you, if we are in danger, it would be silly to make a misstep with you not knowing. However, uncomfortable as it is, I would not hesitate to do so if I needed to. It does not stop me, but it is just, a tragic circumstance. But no matter.
Artemisia will nod and say, I certainly know what it feels like to be cursed for something you did not do. At least you know and understand what your father did.
She nods.
Artemisia will smile and say, water or not, you're still competent and I would say, vital member of this group. You are chosen for a reason.
Darius nods.
She smiles at that. Bashfully looks away and says, "Thank you. Now, Historia waits. Let us go." She kind of like walks forward, like perhaps she's a bit overwhelmed by the support in a sense, and just wants to get going. But yeah.
I don't think Deimos has actually ever been to Historia.
Probably not. So while everyone is sort of together talking, sort of Kira from the back, like clearing her throat, like accidentally, looking fake embarrassed about it, before saying, "So what did the Oracle actually tell you?"
Well,
Many
yes,
things.
let me tell you, of course, I entirely forgot you would want to know.
Ah, yes, I was made to be absent, it appears. But
You know-
surely she has provided all the guidance you need, as she has said she would.
The Oracle suggested, in no uncertain terms, that we should find the Silver Flame Forge and repair it, so that we may forge weapons to fight the Titan.
That makes sense.
Beyond that, we should drink deep of the Dragon Horn, whatever that means, however, I don't know.
Well, I know what that means. All right, what else?
Then we must claim the weapons of the first Dragonlords.
Oh, all right.
We figure they would be stored in the necropolis, hence why we're going to around that area first.
Sounds exciting.
Perhaps there we can find answers to where the other things would be. Or perhaps you, lovely Kara, might know yourself and inform us.
Well, if you were to ask my humble opinion on some of these things, I don't know where the forge is, but it used to be manned by dwarves. There's a fairly old clan of dwarves in Astoria who might know more. As for the dragon horn, that's an easy one. That is the horn of the legendary silver dragon Belmitra. I believe it's shown off in Astoria somewhere.
Well, that's convenient.
Extremely.
Story is the place to be.
Uh-huh.
You getting this down, Lore Master?
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I'll take notes.
Okay.
As long as someone is taking
Um,
notes.
Sorry, I'm just really out of it today, so my usual note taking is not
I'll
happening.
just do my thing.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just and sort of fall a little bit behind. We're walking and talking to talk to Kyra about maybe like something that doesn't really partake to the others too much. So, I understand that my father is in Historia.
Oh, yeah. He's not only in Astoria, he rules Astoria in the brief, sober moments he has between his binges.
Yes, I have been warned, perhaps, that he is not well. I when we reach the city, I should wish to see him.
I think he'd like that, although I'm not sure if you'd like what you see then.
I simply wish to know if you had any advice or thoughts on the meeting that I might do well to remember, consider.
Whatever you see once Pythor presents himself, just remember that he is strong, he is brave, he is every little bit as courageous as the stories make him out to be. I exaggerate much, but whatever I've written about him is true in every single way.
He
These
nods.
days, however, the Oath of Peace has not been kind to him. Imagine being the god of battle in a time of peace. And also imagine being hounded at every step, having everything you love being taken from you just to spite you. And perhaps at least you can emphasize with how he got where he is, although I strongly believe most of what he goes through is of his own making. Still, if anyone can get him out of his stupor, it might just be you.
He nods. He never slouches, but if he did, he would stand tall. Yeah, no, that's that's reassuring to hear.
Now, there's one thing I just want to more or less explicitly point out to all of you. You're heroes, right? What does being a hero mean?
Doing heroic things.
Yes.
Winning against the odds.
Yes. What else? Important aspect that many people do forget, but it is, by my opinion, the most important one.
Listing aspects of heroism.
That is rarely something heroes do unless explicitly asked to do so. It is gather fame. Heroism.
Oh, of course.
Fame.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If the people do
Right.
not see you as heroes, then you are not heroes. Your actions are every bit as important as you would think they are, but in the end, you are also there to inspire people.
That's easier grimaces. Meh.
No, Theon knows fame. I mean, he just sort of took that for granted. Like, of course, being a hero that's fame. Part of being a hero.
There's some who think that being a hero means being quiet and in the background and, silently doing their thing, which my sister Valis is a big proponent of. I disagree heavily. In fact, there's many benefits to being famous. If you open your player's guide under the benefits of fame table, you can see what
I thought I was hearing things for a second otherwise.
I already thought that Kira was conscious of the fact that she was inside a role-playing game, and now 100%.
It's like,
That
was
threw
like,
me for like
what?
a second. I was like, hang on, wait, what?
Wait a sec.
When was Artemisia given a player's guide?
How do we track fame on our character sheet?
On your character sheet, you do not.
Is
as
it a party
Kira
thing?
will continue, there's the danger of fame that one person's fame might surpass the others. But if you were to, swear an oath of fellowship, it's a sacred oath that will sort of bind you together in the spirit of solidarity, then when one of you gets famous, everyone will immediately think of the others too. And it might even protect you against some of the dangers that lie ahead. Who knows? So if you were to do that, then you wouldn't really have to track fame individually, but as a party.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I mean, making the oath fellowship with everyone, it's a little controversial. It's about investment. Who's most likely to gather fame?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like, it's just zero sum. It's not a zero sum game, right? Like, it's like if everyone in the world did it, then
No, not everyone.
No, it's a
the
special
heroes currently here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Besides, people have already done it and they failed because we don't know about them. So
What if Kairos were it too? Then whenever people thought of the god, they would think of us too, and that'd be a good boost.
Wouldn't really work that way.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like,
it's
nah,
just-
you guys would drag me down.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Can't
this.
devaluate my fame.
Should we just like jump up into like god divinity
No,
level for some
I feel like this is something that we should do.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree.
A lot of power.
That's yeah. I mean, I think it's a given. Like it's our oath
Amicia doesn't
to
want to. It's okay.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I'm
want
fine.
to be famous.
Let's do it.
But we're a group of
Hesitant.
heroes, right?
Yeah.
I'm the handsome one. We have gruff one.
He really is gruff, isn't he, Darius? Darius, even.
Agreed. Yeah, let's do this. Maybe this isn't something to be handwaved. Maybe we should. I don't know. Is there some sort of? I vaguely remember like a script or something inside the book. I'm trying to find it for like the actual.
Kira suggests that take a bit of a break. She will procure some drinks as she does, and you have a bit of a nice get together where you can swear the oath of fellowship
Sure.
to officially signal that you will be traveling your path to fame together.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Let's party,
We have like a little party. Yay!
but not
Baby
too
party.
much because then
No, never in excess. No.
never
No,
excess.
Never in
just,
excess. No.
just a little bit.
Hence, Thomas brought some of that tea that he can add to any drink if he ever
No.
gets tempted. He would not
That'll
drink too much.
sober
of it.
you up for sure.
Yeah, oh.
Uh,
When you're in a cave
It's
for
the
500
greatest
years,
ale,
your
but now
standards
with
go
tea
down.
in it.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Your standards go down when it's all you've drank for 500 years. You know?
we used to have lead pipes. We would just drink straight out of. Fellowship.
Yes. So
Yes.
we track fame together.
Mhm.
do we start at any, or are we from 0 right now?
You have acquired
boar.
one fame by killing the
Oh.
great boar.
Yeah.
What page is the fame information on?
21 in the
Oh,
player's guide.
Yes,
21. Got it. Thank you.
Which means that people in the tavern at that town we were just at talk about us a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, you
They-
have 2 fame because you also saved the Oracle.
Oh,
So if you ever return to the
Okay.
Sour Vintage, you will get free drinks for life.
Challenge
a
you to
challenge to
arm
arm
wrestle.
wrestle. Okay.
Yeah.
So they can brag
So
to
they
their
can
friends.
brag to
Good
their
luck with
friends.
that, mate.
Yeah.
Never gonna accept that.
Just wait until like
Yeah.
there and then.
Yeah, that's.
Deimos rips your arm off.
Ah!
Man, 3 seems mean.
Obviously, several songs have been composed by your exploits.
There's satirical embellishings for comic effects. It's like, oh, they
Hey, you know
saved
what?
the Oracle from 100 nulls.
Yeah, you know what? Gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere.
No bad
In the end, we'll
publicity.
find the bard who
I
did
was
that.
just about to say that.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let us forge our oath of fellowship then.
Yes.
Do we need a name? Or...
Fellowship. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
No.
Let's
We didn't do that.
let's
Yeah.
not for now.
Group
'cause
names.
I can't think of
Let
one.
it be
Oh my
organic.
god.
Rulers of
A
fate.
group name is not needed.
It
You are
always
the
hurts.
chosen heroes of the Oracle. There's no mistaking that.
It's like in a video game, whenever they talk to you, they say chosen hero.
It's like I have a
Mighty
name.
hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
What is your name? Say my name. Yeah, let's do it. Plenty of drinks and like the like fist like the handshake thing, but not a handshake. You know when it's like when your arms are crooked and like you grasp
Yeah.
hands. Yeah.
That'll take Eudora a few tries because she's used to the straight hand one, and now this is like another one. She's like, oh geez.
Okay, so this is like a symbol of sort of like valor and also that you've got each other's backs. See? So you raise the crook of your arm so that your elbow is sort of facing towards the ground with your hand in front of you. And see how our hands are now, like the palms are ready to sort of grasp into each other. So you go sideways, and then so you see this here. It's like we're together in this. We've got the spirit of fellowship. You see, and then there's an optional thing. This is like an optional thing where you can then like smack each other on the back, but that's kind of more of a guy thing. And if you want to do it, that's great. But also like it's completely optional. The main thing is that like I've got you.
Oh, okay. So she like does it, but like really badly at first. She's like,
yeah. There you go. So Demos, come here, come. And then
All right. Yeah.
yeah, there we go. And then my hand probably gets crushed by Demos as like
Demos will go easy on him.
that still hurts.
yeah, it's still
A different way.
yeah. See, like we're together in this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. Carry your weight too. You used to be famous. I'm sure you could do it again.
Oh, you know.
Everyone loves a comeback.
I mean, what do you think this is for? Gestures towards the all the writings.
Yeah, and you are all really old, so I'm sure you've got this covered.
Wait, are you addressing it to everyone or just?
I mean, aren't you? Your father,
she just be like, "Excuse me."
I mean, Jesus.
Your father supported the first Dragonlords. You're, you know, what you are, and you are one of the first Dragonlords. So.
How old exactly do you think I am, Deimos?
He shrugs. He knows. He's heard that Medusa can become like they're probably all like 400 or something. Like, there's no idea.
You mortals are curious. I'm not old.
Mortals.
Artemisia just shakes her.
Looks around at the immortal people around him. Yeah.
Just shakes her head.
Kira says, I may be immortal, but I look dashing still.
Oh,
Despite-
definitely. I'm not arguing that. I'm an idiot. Winning against the odds is one thing, but
Well, at least you have some sense.
I'm still not sure of that. Like glares and
Well, shall we make our way to a story then?
let's go.
Yes.
don't know what way to point a shield. Stupid Trojans.
Alright. Continue your travel. I muted myself mid-sentence, okay.
Autopilot.
Well, there is a road along the river. It's not exactly the most sturdy one. Travel takes a little bit. Some bushes have sort of grown over it, making it a bit awkward. You don't think you'll reach Astoria before the day ends. And as the, dawn approaches, evening approaches, the weather also takes a shift for the worse, to say the least, as dark clouds cover the skies, darkening it before evening is even supposed to approach, and a thick and heavy rain burdens your travel. If this continues, might not even reach Astoria tomorrow, actually.
Hmm.
Occasional thunder can be heard in the distance.
Eudora would like to use her druidcraft to basically, she creates a. I'll just pop it in here. It's a bit rough. Basically, what she wants to do is she wants to see what the weather will be like and how long. So for the next 24 hours.
Hmm.
So it's like a sensory effect that happens that basically tells her, what's the weather going to be like,
Okay.
if this is going to be a continued thing or if it's going to pass.
Well, oddly enough, your little bit of druidcraft suggests that it's perfectly clear and sunny.
Hmm.
You hear an audible, "Oh no!" like from Eudora. Like she sees like this golden orb that usually signifies like everything's fine, it's clear, it's sunny, and then she looks up and it's like,
This is the power of the Titans.
there
Trying
are
to stop
forces at
us.
work here. Yes, we shouldn't slow. Then we should hurry.
Indeed.
The road turns into a bit of a mudslide. Doesn't really help the whole hurrying thing. And at some point, as night approaches, pretty sure you at least have to settle down somewhere at some point. But it's not going to be a nice rest, not in the slightest.
Let's find a bit of a higher ground from.
Yeah, I was just about to say something with a slope.
Yeah.
Like
to
there's a
it.
bunch of cliffs around here.
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe can we make like a survival check or something to, fashion
Take a look at
something
the channel around.
that could be, to
Find
give
better
ourselves
place.
a nicer rest. Yeah.
You can give me a survival check, but it'll be fairly difficult, as if weather itself has conspired against you.
Sure.
No, for sure. I'll just give Eudora the help action.
Sure.
So
That's
my
an
advantage cancels out disadvantage. Is that a
Yeah.
is that a
Generally,
thing?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so you're just straight.
All right. Ooh, 14.
Have you managed to find like sort of a cave that maybe staves up most of the weather? But it's not a great thing.
Mhm.
Like sleeping will be difficult. You might be dry-ish, but between the thunder booming every now and then, it's not going to be a good night.
Perhaps something though that Eudora can provide. She's one of the forest. She knows where things grow. She can go forage for some food. To kind of give us a better meal of things, because she's a background of Outlander, which gives her the Wanderer feature.
Sure.
So find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day. Now divide the land.
Water is certainly plentiful currently.
Yes, fresh water now. So but yes, so she'll come back in the, I guess, treacherous conditions with some ample food for all, including, she doesn't really think that Kira needs anything, but she decides to do so anyway.
Yeah, Kira does say no thanks.
Well,
As the night slowly approaches, and is there anything particular you do as you make camp?
we should probably take shifts.
I was just about to
Well,
say
yes,
that.
of course. But beyond that, Demas, we'll take a sit by the opening to the cave, look out the rain and the thunder, begin plucking a couple strings on his just sort of trying to he's not the best at it, but he's trained. It reminds him of like the earliest of memories he ever has. He doesn't really remember anything except for the some sort of emotion that comes in him when he plays the right sort of sounds on the harp. It helps him collect himself. Think. He's looking in the direction of his story. Not playing loud, just a little for himself.
Darius is pretty quiet. mostly writing, and looks like something might be on his mind, but he will try and find an opportunity. He wants to have a quick word with Artemisia, and perhaps the best opportunity is like during a shift change. Maybe once he's done his and wakes her up, or vice versa.
Sure.
He'd try to ask her for a moment of her time, but it doesn't have to be right now. You sort of look for a time when it's, you know, that thing when you just sort of looking for the right time, but you clearly got something on your mind.
Let's have a time now.
Sort of. Okay.
Let's have a time now.
So maybe maybe you've just finished your shift, or I've just finished my shift or something.
Let's go. You finish your shift. I'm getting up.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Okay. A jostle. Pretty uneventful so far.
Sure.
Did you get enough rest?
Nod and say, I've worked on less. She'll stand up and picks up her shield, which was very carefully laid down, and pick up her spear.
Well, on that note, give me a Constitution save.
Okay. Not amazing.
You did not get any rest. In fact, you're exhausted after lying down.
She's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like the constant rain, the frequent booming just left you no rest whatsoever.
I'm sure stand up and say, well, try and get some rest, Darius.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Hopefully we get to Astorius soon. I have to do this for... Could you imagine if Eudora hadn't found this place? That would be pretty awful.
She nods and says, it certainly would have made the night even worse. It will take a toll on everyone, I think.
Yeah. Well, before you go out, perhaps maybe I'll just stay up with you for a second. I'd like to ask you something, if I may.
Of course.
Go. Both sit by the mouth of the cave. See the storms outside.
Oh, she stands.
Don't suppose.
She stands at like a parade rest, sort of.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm off shift, so maybe I'll just leave.
Yeah, sure.
And I suppose we're getting sleep anyway, so I had something on my mind for most of the day, and I just wanted to get your counsel. Kira may suggest being loud. It has its merits, and I think there's a place for that, but I think there's wisdom in those who think as well. When we were listening to Eudora's story earlier about her father and the curse, sounded familiar. I think it might have been me that her father helped. I didn't know him. It was an act of generosity and something that was desperately needed. You see, the Oracle rescued me afterwards. I never found out who did that. I know I should probably just tell her, but I just really hate the thought of someone trying to help me and causing her so much pain before we even met. I don't really know how to bring it up. Do you have any advice?
Look at Darius and for a moment, then look back out of the mouth of the cave before speaking, I should say. I think regardless of what you say to her, what has been done has been done. I do not think there is any reason for you to apologize. You took an act of generosity, as you say, that saved your life, and saved countless mortal lives in the process. I think that the mere fact that she walks amongst mortals like us means that she does not hold resentment for what her father did. So your apologies may sink nowhere, they may do nothing, or they could even be annoyance at the fact that it feels like you need to apologize for something that you had no control over. You couldn't refuse the help. Or it may help. It is truly down to her. And there's no way I could ever guess how thanking her for something that her father did that caused her grief may come across, or apologizing, or anything. She sort of shrugs the most, like, least official movement she's probably done for a while. Said, and it says, who knows? It could make a difference, it could not. I would say beating around the bush, as it were, would not help. Strike fast and true, and who knows?
Thank you. Yeah, it makes sense. It seems so obvious now that you said it. Just hard, I suppose. I spent so long down there thinking about coming back to the world that I'm out of practice.
She nods and says, I feel like we're kindred spirits in that sense. I, too, am out of practice from the wider world.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I asked you and not Kira.
She smiles and like half chuckles.
Although she can probably hear it anyway.
She probably knows.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll leave you to it and try and get some rest.
She nods.
Right. Stay safe. I'll go and try and nestle up. Ponder on what Artemisia said.
Eventually, order of watches or not, all of you find yourself drifting to a brief sleep at the same time. While it might be hazy to remember in retrospect, you have a dream. As you see yourself staring into pure black darkness, the woman's voice suddenly emanates from it around you. In a sickly sweet voice, she says, So, your great quest begins. Off to become heroes, are you? Mortals are so very proud, and I can't think of any reason why anyone would ever want to be with them. A light shines in the dark, illuminating the sad and pathetic figure of an old man that none of you recognize, who has been hogtied to a stake. Look at this one! He's falling to pieces! Joints stiff, skin slack, teeth gone. The life is practically dripping out of him. An inky black shadow falls across him as if something huge was standing right next to him. Before the shadow seems to materialize, dripping off him like a sludge. The man flinches and squirms, panicking as something draws closer, something that you cannot see. Yes, his sad mortal life is leaking away, but I wonder what will happen to his soul. The old man thrashes against his restraints, screaming into his gag as a butcher's knife descends, and you waken from a nightmare, bathed in sweat. All of you give me a D100.
Alright.
her for rolling a flat 100.
Damn, dude. That's sick.
My rolls today are just weird.
You have summoned demigods.
Oh, I'm the Oracle now.
We will now transition to Out of the Abyss.
Artemisia awakens, but cannot do anything but sit there stunned for many minutes. Darius wakes up and just falls over, completely blank, back to unconsciousness. As Eudora swings whatever staff she has, probably currently trying to attack Kira, who was nearby trying to awaken you, as Demos mirrors Artemisia, just being unable to really process or even start processing what the hell just happened. As Kira sort of goes, no, Eudora, don't hit me, don't hit me, calm down.
Ah.
A few minutes pass before all of you can clear your head again. Also, all of you give me a con save. Except Artemisia already gave me one.
Wait, why is that only? It should be 2 higher, right? Yeah, it should be 2 higher.
They're kind of 16, right?
Mine should be a 13. I have a for some. I guess the token doesn't have my proficiency in there. Now it.
Between the rain, the thundering thunder every now and then, thundering thunder, go me, and the briefest moments of sleep interrupted by the nightmare, none of you got any rest. In fact, all of you, except for Eudora, feel worse than when you started, and you get a level of exhaustion.
Yay.
Oh.
Oh, I remember exhaustion.
Exhaustion returns.
It's
That
back.
image is so funny.
It's like a.
Need to get like
Disadvantage
Hallow or
on
something.
ability checks, I think, the first level,
Ability
It's
check.
just
Yeah.
not
which is
fun.
not attacks or saves or anything.
Yeah,
Be
but stacks
Lifting
quickly.
stuff.
This
Yeah.
reminds me of like.
Yeah,
work
it
safe
gets
practices.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't sleep tomorrow, that's okay.
It will
Yeah.
be in Astoria soon, hopefully. So. But yes.
Oh, maybe not at this pace if the weather keeps up.
Why wouldn't it? No.
So am I just unconscious?
For a
You
few
wake
minutes
back up.
before you wake up with the other.
Ugh. Just wake up and flop right over.
Eudora, I guess, might be one of the first to just kind of come out of herself and say, I had a nightmare. It felt so real. Felt like I was there.
Kira frowns at that a bit. What exactly did you see?
I mean, I guess she details it. How are the others feeling
Yeah,
while she recounts this?
shaken. It was no mere nightmare. The same dream.
That sounds like Lufaria's doing. You've certainly attracted the attention of both Titans now. Think of it this way, though. If you are worthy their attention, that means they might actually be worried. How about that?
They have not managed to devour the world so far, even against mere mortals, as they would say. I don't know what their excuse would be.
If it was an attempt to shake us, then, well, I, for one, are not. It doesn't work on me.
The larger the foe, the easier to kill.
I don't think that's true, but
Tell that to every Arisian monk. She smiles. Or do you forget what they specialize in?
can't say I've ever been to Eresia. I avoid that plague. That place. Not plague. Wouldn't call it plague. What's that?
Oh wow, slip of the tongue there.
Mm.
Huh.
A bunch of ascetics. Not exactly my style.
Also, sorry for almost knocking your head off, Kira. I'm sorry.
If it makes you worry less, you weren't even close.
Oh, okay.
Her AC is 32.
We'll get there, guys. Someday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I am rather. I did not sleep much.
Dora looks around and says, "Yes, well, I am used to nature's raging, but that was not natural."
Sidon is one who likes his rules. He can be um, reckless at times, angry, when 1 second before he was, well, his usual neutral self. Much like a storm, he can just pass by or linger. He, however, unlike Lutheria, rarely does things without them being in response to something. I suspect your little stunt at the shrine, as cool as it was in the moment, has motivated him to inconvenience you as you've disrespected him. As for the nightmare, Lutheria cannot predict it. She does things for their own sake. I suspect this is not the last you've dreamt of her.
Well, dreams, nightmares or not, we have a destination. Are you all well
Yes,
to
that is-
continue?
Yes, the
So-
security of the city may.
We shall see. Let us go while our legs still take us.
Do we get a rest at all?
You
At
do
night?
not get a rest.
Nope.
Do I get one or no?
You do not get a rest, but you're also
Okay.
not exhausted.
Fair enough.
Exhaustion is a bitch.
We push on.
Can we at least count as a short rest?
You could take a short rest, sure.
Yay, key
I will-
points.
Yes, I will play the Song of Healing.
Yay.
Just trying to keep morale up.
Yeah.
And so if you spend a hit die, you will get to add a d6.
I've only got one.
Which I think I will need to do. Which is more than enough, regardless. How the hell? Oh, right. I'm going to be pretty useless until we get a. This is rough.
Well, you can press on. The weather remains as shitty as it was.
Alright.
Doesn't seem to be wanting to change anytime soon.
Yeah, well, every footstep is
That's
a
it.
step closer.
Yeah. Push on.
Heroes, we get bad weather get us down.
That's right.
And so you can continue your travels. It does take you until almost into the next evening to actually reach the city walls of Astoria. But reaching it, you still do. The rain eventually dying down a little bit, as if seeing that you've reached shelter and not caring anymore about you. You reach Astoria, which is, it's like settled between the cliffs of the rocky gorge that is like the gate towards the steps to the north. The north wall of the town is like part stone fortress, protecting against any dangers that come from the steppes. There's houses, taverns, shops, sort of sprawling down from it, as if there was the fortress, and then afterwards there was the settlement. And you would know that, at least rumor has it, the Northern Wall has a huge legion of soldiers always standing guard, whereas the southern gates, as you can currently see even in the dark, is admitting a steady stream of travelers and merchants and all kinds of things. Where previously you've sort of been traveling alone on a muddy road, the main road down towards Mitros is busy, although with the advancing hour of the day, it is getting a bit less. Passing sort of towards the gate, past the merchant caravans, eagerly waiting before getting admitted to the city, you can see that a bunch of them are sort of carrying animals. Oxen mostly in long lines, although they look bony, as if they haven't eaten in a quite while. And the merchants don't look much better than the oxen, so downtrodden, as if they've not had a good time recently, in the least. Can make your way past them easy enough. They seem orderly, at least, and normal travelers, like without any, wares to sell and transport, can simply enter the gates. There's travelers, citizens, all kinds of mingling happening. The general mood there a little bit better. Although, give me a what's the word? Sense motive, insight, one of those. Which one exists?
Inside.
Give me that one.
Bleh. Insight's actually one of my decent ones.
Insight is wisdom skill. I have
You
this.
do have disadvantage because you're exhausted,
Oh,
except for Eudor.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, I'll just roll it again. Hey, that was even better. So, first one.
Darius gets the distinct feeling that behind all the mingling small talk, hey, how about the weather, huh? There's a distinct restlessness that not only is obviously, worrying the merchants, but also the rest of the city, apparently. The soldiers sort of shuffling in their place, looking around worriedly. You do even notice one of them sort of running off as they see you approach. General feeling of unease, perhaps, as you enter the city. And you can't really make too many steps actually inside to look around and such before a small detachment of hoplite soldiers stoically marching their way pretty much directly towards you. The front man is like bearing some sort of feathery insignia, which clearly marks him as the leader of the small squad. The little detachment sort of stops a respectable distance away before their leader approaches you, sort of giving you a somewhat awkward nod almost, as he says, "Hello, travelers. Chosen ones. I've been strongly requested to escort you to the palace right away."
That's excellent. We've traveled far in this terrible rain. Titans seek to stop us on our track. Perhaps some food, a bit of rest would do us good.
There's a small bit of hesitation as you mention the Titans. As he nods again and says, "Great, yes, you can surely get some food. Follow us."
Yeah.
All right.
They sort of lead you in front of them, occasionally glancing over their shoulders to see maybe if you're still following, but some of them seem to be like outright staring, like investigating you. So they sort of march.
Mhm.
As
Does.
you are led through the city, and I will reveal to you a new map.
Oh my god.
Maps.
Maps.
Maps are great.
Player visible. Map of the city.
All right.
Oh, that's great.
Goodbye, this token.
Yeah, Historia.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you're
some
approaching
large assets.
through the south gate here.
Hey.
Big old asset.
Cool.
Ah, yeah, you start.
With numbers.
Le paste. Ah, Eudora.
You can see sort of a panoramic shot down below it.
Really? What?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to the right of Storia.
Oh yeah.
Of
Oh,
the
that's
temple.
really
More like
well done.
cinematic.
I really like that.
That is really well done. I really like that.
Yeah. it's
Like
really
how that
nice.
just like
The art in
flows.
this book so far.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Actually, I've got another picture for you. Which
Although-
I forgot to put, yeah.
I'm slightly concerned about this giant blood plot.
Sacrificing rock.
Sacrificing
yes.
rock. Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
if you don't,
I mean,
Alcopedium burns things.
yeah, look, you take these nice footsteps down to the beach, hang out for a bit, and then just
Water. That's the Titans.
sacrifice.
Sacrifice to the Titans there. Surely.
It's a
Well,
nice
you know
outfit.
what? It very well may be, because it looks like they have to cross,
Easily could
maybe
be.
like leave something on their way to get to whatever's out there.
Yeah, all of
Ah.
you would know that sacrifices are not something that's like taboo in any way whatsoever. It's quite normal, actually.
Yeah.
Usually, however, it's like oxen. It's actually one of the main drivers of oxen and like livestock trade. So people have something to sacrifice.
But that's like the real pricey stuff to sacrifice. Like you can sacrifice like normal foods and stuff
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you-
the
if you
more
can't afford it.
rich merchant families and such would definitely go quite ridiculous on what they sacrifice to the Titans.
Hmm.
Whereas like the poor might just be like, I have this handful of grain.
Have an apple.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It
Titan's
is.
attention generally bad, so.
There's a cool picture. There's a cool ass picture. What's this? So Astoria is like the gate to the north.
Yeah, Astoria is the pretty much the gate to the northern steppes where the centaur tribes roam.
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty militarily, pretty strong.
Oh yeah, it was a fortress that eventually turned into a settlement and then a city.
It's ruled by the
It's
god
ruled
of
by the
battle.
god of battle. Yeah.
Of war. Yeah, I mean, let's go to the
Just-
palace.
Instead,
Let's.
Yeah. get an escort.
Yeah, you are led through the busy streets, even at this time of day. Sort of like along the main road, past what appears to be most of the living quarters, the larger mansions of the more rich people, as well as smaller apartment sort of things.
Any
Uh, yeah.
dwarven-looking places? Just to
Not
mark
that you
my
can
mind.
immediately see going the way you're going there.
All right.
You do, however, go past the market here. Bunch of different shrines, although it's currently like wrapping up. You can pretty much see everything from fine silk to questionable vegetables sold in broken boxes and all kinds of things. Walking past this building here, as you approach, even already hear the hammering of metal against some sort of anvil. As you can see near the center of town, a large building, fortified stone walls, a very nice roof, with a sign hanging from it that reads Vulcan's Hall. Seems to be some sort of blacksmith of sort.
That would make sense.
And shortly after, sort of rounding here, you are eventually led through a series of staircases to the fortress proper, where the palace is.
Cool.
Actually, past here, what appears to be a sort of shrine of a sort. Fairly big one, actually. Darius, or all of you could give me a history check about that, actually.
Even if I don't
Sure.
have the skill.
You can
If
use
you're
skill.
proficient.
Oh, I'm fairly sure 5th edition, unless it's a specific application, you just don't get your proficiency bonus.
No, I think I
History.
think there's specific skills you can't use unless.
At disadvantage. Oh, that other roll. But no,
Let's
that's a
have
6.
look.
Perhaps Darius is too distracted by the rest of the city to really look at it.
So I gotta check out that theater later.
As you're led into the palace, it's a pretty grand entrance. A huge open door leading into a marble floored hall. Although it's oddly empty, considering how busy the rest of the city was. There's just really nobody who's really close to the palace. And as you enter, you can hear sort of shouting, the clanging of something against another. Something, just a general bit of a ruckus. The soldiers at that sort of pause before rounding the door and just sort of gesture you forward.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
go forward.
As you enter the palace, see a peculiar sight. Let me reveal it to make it better to visualize here. You see, he's not named. Oops. You see, what must be Pythor himself, the god of battle, currently wielding a spear, trying to fight a statue of himself as he shouts random accusations of, "You don't look so smug if I have a spear in my hand now, do you?" As he stabs at the statue of himself. He does stop himself as you enter for a brief moment before giving the statue just one last good stab. As he drops the spear, it clatters to the ground, and with a wide, like arms wide gesture, says, "Oh, welcome, you! Oh, you! You're one of mine, aren't you? I know your name. Dominos.
Close enough.
Come here, son."
So I step forward, looking at the statue, the Pythor. Such a handsome man.
He seems quite jolly, to say the least. As you approach him, you smell that he is thoroughly drunk.
Mhm. We were warned.
As he gives you a almost literally bone crushing hug. Like, Demos has perhaps been used to rough sort of shows of affection in the past, but he almost takes it a step too far before setting Demos back down, having lifted him as he weighed basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
before
by God, can I take that off the bucket list?
Before his expression turns a bit sour again as he gestures towards the others. And you, come in. I'm sad, Very. He
Why
sighs.
so?
Sort of sighs, turns away. I've many woes. One of them is that I don't know where my servants went, so I can't ask them for another drink. But you're heroes. Yes, and one of you is one of mine, so you can fix my woes, right?
Looks at him, not slowly.
You sort of before he starts talking, you hear sort of Kira standing in the back, just sort of tapping her shoe loudly against the marble floor, looking thoroughly disappointed / angry as she pretty much shouts in that general direction. Whatever your woes may be, drowning yourself in wine will not solve them. You have a duty to serve your people in these dark times. This wallowing does no one any good. As Pythor sort of hangs his head, says, that may be true, but what can be done? The oath of peace binds my hands, and now Titans conspire to steal away my precious daughter. Your sister, Dominos. But you can help me. You're not bound by the oath of peace, right? I think. Surely.
They must. I mean, we've certainly been attacked by Titans, so that seems reasonable. Yeah, there's much that can be done, and much that will be done. That's why we're here. We've been given tasks. Through their completion, we will be ready to fight the Titans themselves.
You've got spirit, son. It's good. Let me get a drink. Get you a drink. And myself. Sort of wanders off. Not really walking straight. Disappearing into like a back room. So you're pretty much left alone, except for yourselves and Kira, who still looks sour to say the least, in like the throne room.
Eudora kind of looks back at her and kind of hushed, not too loud, because obviously this place is very echoey. But she's like, "You don't seem to get along that much."
Pythor doesn't get along with himself. That's the issue.
Eudora looks at the statue.
Yeah.
It
Seems
is
to be that
difficult
much as
to
well.
be one who has lost his purpose, I imagine. She looks to Eudora.
Mm. She nods. For no matter how his woes sound to us, they are still his. They still matter to him.
Beyond that, Kyra. Well, actually, I'll ask you, Shoshi. Do I have a sister here? I mean, I have like a bunch of them, I'm sure, but one that sort of particularly is important.
You've got a bunch of half siblings, most of them.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, give me a history check, even if you don't have proficiency. I'll even give you advantage. So sort of relevant to you.
8.
Uh,
I guess actually that's a 1 because I have disadvantage too from the.
oh yeah.
I
You
guess
probably
it's just
probably never really tried to keep track because it's difficult.
size slightly and looks to Kyra. Just one of my half sisters, it seems, is going to be taken by the Titans. Do you know anything
Kira
about this?
frowns. He probably means Honora, who is, well, your sister, I suppose. She's, I believe, next in line for Astoria's throne.
All right.
Well, if this
Perhaps
is a city,
through saving her, we can try to save him.
Well, let's see what he has to say. What his woes exactly are, even though I despise humoring his self-wallowing. Spyfall eventually returns from the side passage Have you ever seen one of those pictures of the barmaids on Oktoberfest carrying like 15 mugs?
Yeah.
That's basically what he's doing.
Oh, good.
Just he has way too many for like everyone present here.
I imagine getting a god drunk is an effort.
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, they have legendary resistance.
Well, that's if they
Well,
choose to
fine.
do it, right?
Yeah.
I suppose he has to choose to do it.
He basically hands you one half of the mugs, which is like 7,
His con score's got to be epic, though.
Well,
whereas he takes the other 7, putting 6 of them on the side, like on the ground.
Just give mine to him.
Oh, Dominos, your sister Honora, she's your half sister, I suppose. Her mother's fate was the same as your mother's, I'm afraid. The Order of Sidon demand that she be sacrificed. And if she isn't, then the centaurs will attack the city. Now
seems.
that wouldn't be an issue if I could fight, but I cannot. The Oath of Peace. The Oath of Peace, apparently, it allows the Titans to demand sacrifices. That was part of the deal, I believe. I'm unclear on the exact details on that part. But before they were never so brazen, and as it turns out, I have to comply or the city falls. Sits down.
You have to comply or the city gets attacked. That's not the same thing as the city.
He grunts. I admire your spirit, son. Well, you're not my son, but I admire your spirit nonetheless. But the armies of the centaurs should not be underestimated. I most certainly, if I were still in my prime, could fight all of them single-handedly, but I worry. Kira frowns in the back. She says, I think Pythor might be right there. The centaur armies, if they were united, which sounds like they are, the city would not have much to put against them. One thing, however, the Titans may demand sacrifices every now and then. The exact frequency is, in fact, specified in the Oath of Peace. Suppose a deal could be made with the Order of Sidon. Some alternate sacrifice. Or perhaps the centaurs could be convinced to not follow through with their attack. They are honorable folk. A challenge, perhaps? Mano a mano, single combat sort of thing?
They have united for a reason. Perhaps we should find out why. Perhaps, as you said, they can be convinced to give up this cause.
Pythor grunts weakly as he's sitting on the ground, surrounded by huge filled mugs of some sort of clear wine. They've united because the Oath of Peace is coming to an end. They're preparing for what comes after. It's no secret.
Then perhaps I must challenge one of them. Fight to have them disperse until the Oath of Peace ends.
Right. Yes, surely. Surely, if you look strong, all things considered.
Yes.
You can hear like Kira huff slightly in the background as she says, "That would be madness. You might be heroes, all right, but you're basically heroes in training, and you would be facing against the Centaur chieftain, the strongest of the strong who've united there. It would be borderline suicide. I don't think you're ready yet."
Yeah, well,
If
that's not how heroics work, is it?
if they are if they are preparing for the end of the oath, perhaps then we need to convince them of our cause, of what we will achieve. If they believe truly that we will succeed, then perhaps they would have no need to fear. But that would mean that, well, kind of pauses for a moment and says, we would need to be known to do
I
such
think with
things.
I think without a demonstration like Demos is suggesting, then they wouldn't even consider listening to it. Not with the Titans breathing down their neck.
No, if you were to want to challenge them, then I could surely arrange a meeting. You might not be known, but I like to think I still have some reputation that isn't exactly related to drinking myself into stupor. I've done some good things recently, I think. Kira, have I? Kira sort of frowns. No, not how recently. No, you haven't.
How much time do we have to prepare?
It's the next full moon. It's some time away still, 2 weeks, perhaps.
And we'll have to do what we can to get ready for it. If we're not ready yet, Kyra, we will have to become ready.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I speak to you chosen heroes in private, please? Give us some space, brother. Pythor sort of just stares blankly at Kira as she moves away out of hearing distance, sort of gesturing you to follow.
James will give like a bow before he
Hmm.
goes to listen to what she has to say.
I mean no offense, but I see a story going wrong when it is about to happen. Your intent is honorable, but as honorable as this chieftain may be, he will still be making sure that he wins. If he does not think that he can beat you in whatever constitutes honorable single combat, he will most likely suggest a fight of champions, which means the four of you against him and three other equally skilled fighters, which would most definitely be in his favor. Besides, he would be in the middle of all of them, and if things weren't going their way, not only could there be nefarious agents or other centaurs who think that, well, you might have won against the chieftain, but not, it could just go so wrong.
That's
I genuinely think that perhaps we should try some, well, not we, but you, rather. The Order of Sidon doesn't exactly respect me, perhaps? A compromise?
That doesn't sound very heroic, Kira. And if we have no other suggestions, then we must go with the ideas we have. If Demos believes that he has a chance, then I'm inclined to support him however we can. And tell me, Pythor, does the Oath of Peace prevent the god of war from training his son in battle?
Pythor sort of half stumbling over his words as he shoots up straight, says, "No, most certainly it's not." As Kira whispers, "The only thing he can train anyone in is how to down 5 kegs of wine in a single sitting."
that takes quite a bit of constitution, I would say.
Eudora looks at Kira and across to her companions, some more exhausted than others, and says, "Well, perhaps we shouldn't be so hasty. We have had a long journey, and we have little, but we have some time to rest and think about this and what we will do. A decision needs to be made, but a hasty decision could prove, well, bad.
Well, perhaps we try to research and find another solution. Meantime, we should be prepared to face the idea that this is the best plan we have. Nothing saying that if Demos goes and trains for a one-on-one combat and then we find another solution that will be useful to him.
She nods, says,
And perhaps it could even focus, to motions with my head over to Daddy.
It is worth considering that most heroic stories that exist involve some sort of cunning schemes by the heroes involved, which mostly is caused by the fact that those heroes who do not attempt to employ cunning schemes but brute force continuously rarely make it to the story written about them part.
well, regardless, we should find out about, well, how these tribes, how they, well, if we are going to meet with them, then we should know all we can about them. No doubt there is knowledge here to be found.
Getting them to disband or at least halt their movements until the oath of peace expires seems like the best way of saving his sister's life.
Sidon will still demand his sacrifice. That can't be stopped. What can be stopped is the centaurs forcing it through invasion. Sidon will be denied either way what he has demanded, and what is his by right of the Oath of Peace, it seems. If we spoke to the cult of Sidon, antagonizing him could be avoided for a time, but they would demand something else, likely from us.
You hear the clinking of glass and sloshing of drink as Pythor slowly walks his way through the different mugs he has placed on the floor as he extends the spear he's been using to poke his own statue towards Demos. He says, "Here, you need this."
Oh, I'll take the spear.
It's just a spear.
It's a +4.
They'll hold it. Shoot out. The legends say, Father, that you wield a weapon of magnificent power, yet I do not feel it upon this weapon.
Pythor nods and says, "Yes, yes, my hammer. It hasn't seen use in a long time. It is only worthy to be wielded by someone true of heart and strong of body." He nods.
So I'll move the spear through the air.
Sneaks a peek at Demos's athletic form. Like,
He's a well-trained soldier, but it's a well-trained soldier. Probably isn't up for fighting whatever top centaur would be there. I mean, if so, then the centaurs probably wouldn't threaten the city. Probably people in this city who are better fighters than he is. But, sure. Not saying that's too much of a stretch, but he certainly has potential. Perhaps we should try to speak to these Saigon worshippers, see what they would have in mind. That will take us little time. It might win us some.
Pythor nods weakly. He says, yes, but perhaps I... Don't worry, Dominus. I wouldn't think badly of you if you didn't want to do a one-on-one fight against a centaur. As long as you save my daughter. I haven't managed to save anyone who I love who was in danger for a long time. It would be really good if that happened. So he turns away crying.
Oh
He
no.
also will reach his hand. Like this is a god, but on the other hand, it's also his father. And I think he feels something about that. He always imagined what that bond would be, and he has like an adoptive father who he has a great relationship with and everything. But this is slightly different. Somehow it's always loomed over him who he was. So sort of put his hand on Pythor's shoulder. Say, Father, this is only the beginning. We will do this. And I remember very little of my mother. Was her fate the same as...
You hear Pythor hiss. Hex here, that evil beast. Green menace. Haunts me day and night. There's nothing I can do.
Why not?
I just can't. No oath of peace stopping me. It's just my inability to get anything done these days. She's wily, that one. She wouldn't fight me directly. She might be 20 times my size, maybe more. She just doesn't want to. So how am I, the god of battle, supposed to do battle with something that does not want to do battle? Besides, I can't leave here, can I? I mean, needed.
He nods. Perhaps you could not, but perhaps someone could go in your place. Perhaps you could act through me, rather than have to do so yourself. I would hope to be able to act. The prophecy says I must. If I am to truly defeat the Titans, then these other foes will have to fall as well.
Pythor's turn to put a hand on Demos' shoulder here. With the same force as if someone were to want to push him into the floor. Probably not exactly comfortable. As he says, "Oh, I promise to assist you with every fiber of my being, with every weapon in my arsenal, with every contact I have had in my hands. If you save my daughter, I don't care how, fighting or not. If she's safe, I will abandon this place and come with you. Or not, if you don't want me."
As well not. Then it's clear that is what we must do. like give a slight bow and like step back before he sort of is forced to buckle under the weight of the hand.
You know, whatever shoulder armor Demos currently has on has like a visible handprint.
Yeah. Yeah, effectively, Demos knows he has to prove himself worthy, because Pythor here is not going to get anything done till he does. Then, if I may ask, we've come a long way. The Titans tried to stop us on our way here. The weather, storms. Perhaps a room for the night, some food.
Oh,
That'd be very
absolutely.
sneaky, I think.
Absolutely. You can get a room in the palace. Perhaps ironically, right in front of the lodging of the Order of Sidon. They're right over there. So like 7 of them. He points into a vague direction, which may be anywhere behind him.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yes, perhaps we should speak more when we have rested and recovered.
He nods. And perhaps if it helps your negotiations, afraid to say the city treasury is looking abysmal, but can probably 50 oxen. 50 oxen is they have to go for that instead. Surely. Big fat ones too, which are hard to get these days with the drought and all.
Yes, no, I shall keep it in mind. Mention it to them. Surely they will go for it.
Surely. He looks slightly more optimistic as he slowly bends down, sort of awkwardly backwards to where all the mugs are sitting on the floor, lifting one while making eye contact with Kira, as if to apologize the moment he actually drinks it. Kira does not look amused.
Let us go and get some rest. He was tired. He's so exhausted. And he really had hoped that this meeting would happen after sleep.
Yeah. I think it's bedtime.
Sure, you can sort of go where Pythor pointed. As soon as you're basically out of sight of Pythor, who takes a nap on his throne, suddenly his like servants arrive and are happy to guide you through this place.
We were offered room and whatever help could be done. We'll inform them, unless they know. I don't know if they sort of
They were
listen in.
listening, probably.
They seem to know what's going on. As they can lead you to basically as many rooms as you need. Pretty good ones, like upper class guest rooms.
Oh, it's good to be in bed. Well, that's been a while. Like a reasonable one.
And as you sort of get led to your rooms, you do pass by a group of 7 fairly heavily armored men, like all in uniform. A uniform very different from the guards of Astoria, with the symbol of Sidon on the back of their breastplates. They seem to have been like chit-chatting between each other, waiting. As you pass by, their glances sort of follow you. Conversation quiets, but nothing really happens. So you can take your long rest if you wish.
Yes, to get rid of this exhaustion. Guys, long rest?
God, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No complaints here.
As well as
I also
IRL.
need to take a long
Short
rest.
long
Yeah,
rest, yeah.
I'm fading fast.
Yay, up to full.
It's,
Excellent.
It's very fun though. I am thoroughly enjoying this.
Yeah,
good
so maybe
stuff.
if we improve ourselves, I can finally have a full plate. Just imagine, guys.
Wow.
I mean, got a battle, right?
Let's
Got
not
a
get too ahead of ourselves.
Dwarven Smith clan here. I feel like that's the least I can ask for.
I mean, next session, so long as we get, 100 XP each, I'll get to be able to use my shield for once.
Well,
Oh
how
my
much did we get this
God.
one?
Yeah, let me figure out experience for you real quick. Shouldn't take long.
How much do we even need?
100 XP each.
Oh, well, I think,
I think you have that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think you have
exactly what I thought.
Oh, to get to sorry. Let me start that again. To get to level 3, you mean?
To get to level 3, we needed
Wow.
100 XP.
it's a very weird sort of advancement here because then level 3 is pretty damn quick and then it really slows down.
It slows way down.
I get some good stuff at level 3.
I get
Then I believe it's like level 6 to 7. It's like a huge jump, and then again from like 10 to 11.
Mhm.
I remember for Out of the Abyss that it's like not an even scaling at all.
it
No.
Very.
escalates pretty quickly. Thing is, like what you've needed in the past levels, you need to get one more level, basically.
Well, for some of them, but it's not. Again, it's not even. Like if you
No.
plot it, it becomes like a weird
Kind of-
jagged graph.
Yeah,
with
it's real.
some levels that are faster and some that are slower.
Yep. Very-
To sort of make tiers, I assume levels where you get something important, you get to stay on for longer, so that you to enjoy it before new ability.
Good.
um,
288 experience each.
there
Yay.
you go.
Generosity. It has 1,088.
What do druids get at level 3?
Yay, level 3! And full
As a-
rest to boot. Just
As a
imagine.
Nereid, I can make a fog cloud.
I get my Way of the Shield,
Yep.
which means my AC goes up by 2 because I can use my shield now. And I get Deflect Missile.
Ooh.
Oh, this thing.
Oh, level 2 spells as well. That's definitely very useful.
I get martial archetype. Which is to
And
make a shield wall.
Yeah. With that, I'm gonna skedaddle, guys. I'm going to bed. But
good call.
thank you for the session. Thanks for hanging out.
Been a lot of fun.
Fun.
Good night. Get well.
Yes. Thank you. Good night, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I will stop the recording here too. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another run at Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Bye.
Bye.